Yeah, thank you about the promotion. I think both teams are super attacking teams, so I think we can really look to see a lot of counter and definitely a lot of shots on goals throughout the game.
Excellent. Yeah, Caboolture, I think, have top 3 of the top scorers in the league.
Yeah.
Just bumped into Steph Latham on the way in, and they're pretty pumped. Kirili Phillips as well, saying that they're well up for this. The Kappa Pro Series final, it's been and gone. There's plenty more on the line today, so I think we're in for a cracker of a game. Conditions have been pretty inconsistent. I think on the way in this morning we were getting a little bit soggy, but yeah, very keen to hear from those captains. As you mentioned, we've got Kirili Phillips for Olympic and Cassie Robbins leading out Caboolture. We'll hear from our captains very shortly.
So at the beginning of the year, we really set ourselves a #1 goal, and that was to secure the premiership. We all really bought into Cam's vision and his goal. The girls have been great. We've been putting in the work. The support system as well, with all the coaching staff as a whole, is what we're really credit our team for. Probably sum up this season by saying we've had some really great highs, and we've just really always just focused and drawn back on what our main goal was. Leading into this weekend, we've already versed them in the cup finals, and we went out there, expecting to play some really good football, and I think we did that, but we just fell short into that extra time. I think we were disappointed in ourselves, but we know the work that needs to go into it for this weekend. Perry Park always brings a really great atmosphere. Playing there last week was just, something else. The crowd that was behind us, even if they didn't have the white and red on, could hear them cheering, and it just really lifted the spirits of everybody.
2025 has been a successful season for us and the club's first in QPL 1. We've managed to secure our first silverware, winning the Kappa Pro Series final and make club history, finished top 4, and now we've secured a spot in the grand final, an opportunity to bring another trophy back to the club. Beating Olympic in the Kappa Pro Series final definitely gives us confidence going into the weekend. Coming out on top in such a high pressure situation as a penalty shootout not only tests your skill, but it also tests your mentality, and I think that result shows that we can step up at times when it counts. Having the top 3 goal scorers in the league, and as well as the team to score the most amount of goals, definitely gives us confidence going into the weekend. Having players that can consistently find the back of the net, we'll go into the weekend knowing that if we can create those opportunities, then we're confident our attackers will convert them.
Great to hear from both skippers there. As mentioned, I did bump into them on the way. They probably thought, who is this crazy lady shouting at us as we entered the stadium? But good to get the chance to have a chat with them both. And as we've just heard on the comms there, they're both pumped for this. They're very familiar with each other, having played in the league and in the cup. You're obviously very familiar with preparing for big games. What do you think the players are thinking ahead of the kickoff today?
I think both teams are coming out kind of light-hearted because they've both won something already, but then this also is the game that is kind of going to differ between Olympic and Caboolture, so I think they're coming out with a point to prove, both sides, and yeah, but I just hope they both come out and also have some fun. It's the last game of the season, so I think they'll be coming out to enjoy it, but they both are going to be very feisty to win the game, I think.
Certainly hope so. I do enjoy a game of football where there's a fair bit of tension, just to keep things interesting for us. As we see both sides getting set, we'll have a run through the lineups. So looking at how Olympic are setting up, Olympic promoted into the NPL alongside yourselves, Capalaba. So how Olympic are setting up today, back in between the sticks, number 1, Ernie Sunderland. We've got Maddie Reitano coming off the bench. Vic Franklin, unfortunately injured for Olympic currently. Skipper Kirili Phillips in the number 17, number 5 Lauren Spreadborough, midfield of number 10 Georgia Muir, 8 Lane Sunderland, 14 the Japanese maestro Ria Oya, 13 Cleo Trevitt-Lyle, number 12 Eva Heron, Sarah Daly and Eva Swain up top, and for Corey Robbins' side, Caboolture, we have Monica Vanchea in between the sticks, Kayla Carlo, Hannah Bierman, Jackie Korsgarden and skipper Cassie Berman at the back, Abby Belford and Gypsy Ingram in the midfield, and we've got Jaden Jeddah, Steph Mayhew, Callie Tagai and Steph Latham. So for Caboolture, no Sweeney in the side today, so she's been a bit of a threat throughout the season and is a threat on goal, so obviously a bit of a loss for Caboolture today.
Yeah, I think that'll be a big loss for Caboolture. She's a very attacking player who causes a lot of havoc on the field, so yeah, that is definitely a loss for Caboolture, but they also do have a lot of support behind there to fill into her spot as well.
And anyone who knows female football here in Queensland will be very familiar with the name Steph Latham. I think she's got a few goals in her,
Yeah.
you probably could say.
Yeah, she's not shy of a goal or two, is she?
Not shy of a goal or two. I think she's gone back to back to back with her golden boots. This season has been absolutely no different. So plenty of goals are a possibility for us here today. I don't want to put that commentator's curse on things, but as a football fan, we'll certainly be hoping to see some goals today.
The time has come for the 2025 FQPL.
Olympic lining up in their home strip of the red shirts with those white strips across the shoulders. Caboolture in their lighter strip today. So we just get set. Our officials marshalling the game for us this afternoon. Referee Rachel Solomon, assisted by Oliver Randalls, Hayden Bjertner, and fourth official for today's proceedings, Matthew Stabens. So road to the grand final. We've obviously mentioned Olympic FC. They already have two hands on that premiership.
Yeah.
They have that trophy. I remember seeing a clip from Cam earlier in the season saying one big job is done, but there's another big job ahead of them here today to get their hands on the grand final trophy. Caboolture, of course, finishing in third place. This is their first ever FQPL season, and they've had a cracker. They've finished in third position. They've taken home that Kappa Pro Series. So already Corey Robbins' side making history and hoping to do so again today.
Yeah, for sure. I think, you know, even though Caboolture had some great signings, they definitely started the season as the underdogs. They didn't have much of a name to them, so I think Corey's done a great job, as well as the girls, to get them to this position, which has been a great season for them, even though missing out on promotion, but having that Kappa Series win, and then also now making it into the grand final. They've done amazing.
Missing out on promotion, you had to slip that in there, didn't you?
I
as
know.
the Capella basketball.
Sorry, we snuck that one.
There's no friends in football. No, it's been a cracker of a season. As mentioned, we have a big day of football ahead. If I was feeling cheeky, I would say we've had the curtain raiser with the men's FQPL. We're on to the main events now with the women's FQPL, and then followed by the women's NPL at 4:30. The final game rounding out the evening will be, of course, the men's NPL. As we see both sides getting set. Olympic 15 wins from 18 games. Caboolture 14 wins from their 18 games, so they have both been very attacking in their season. Just chatting with Phillips on the way in. Olympic have played every game possible this season. Do you think there's going to be any tired legs out there?
I would have said that, but I probably would have thought that 3 weeks ago, and they still haven't showed it. So I think those girls are determined, and they've got it in them to not let that affect them.
And there's just something about cup final football, hey? There's something else in the tank when we get to this stage of the season, regardless of how tired our legs are. So I think this will be a bit of a reset for both sides. We just see our sides getting set. Caboolture to kick us off. Rachel Solomon just having a little look. Conditions have settled nicely for us as we get underway here at Perry Park. Sarah Daly getting stuck in straight away, getting her foot in to win the ball back for her side. Calm, Curley, Phillips at the back. I think both sides have got solid back lines. Be very comfortable seeing the ball go back into those defensive positions.
Again, not to curse it, but I think we've been lucky so far with the rains. Looks like it's sitting away for now, which is good.
Yeah, perfect footballing conditions here at Perry Park. We do also have our sideline commentator, James Coughlin, who will be with us throughout this game, giving us a little bit of insight as to what's going on down on the ground. The FQPL 1 game was a little bit feisty for the men, so we'll see what we have ahead of us.
Yeah, I just don't see there being much difference to this game. Both teams are very, very physical teams, and we'll both get stuck in nice and quickly.
Amy Sunderland just with a couple of early touches. Mentioned, of course, Vic Franklin missing out on this one, so Maddie Reitano steps back in. Maddie Reitano, whenever I've seen her come off the bench, has again been another solid presence at the back. Sometimes difficult as a defender to get into the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Pitch into the converted. Having Demi Robbins by my side, no doubt. Although it's probably rare that you come off the bench, Demi.
There has been those times, but no, it's definitely coming in as a defender. It's hard to kind of make an impact, to settle into the game a bit more than what it is to be an attacker. So yeah, those players who do coming off the bench into the back line, they kind of need to come on ready to be switched on.
Butcher just getting hold of the ball there. Jaden Jeter. Gypsy Ingram, when she gets hold of the ball, she does like to have a little run through that midfield. It's Olympic now with Trevor Lyle. Trevor Lyle just giving us the Haley Razzo vibes and giving us a ribbon to look out for. Spreadborough striding over that halfway line. Just gaining a bit of ground for her side, but a little too much on that.
That totally works, but it was like in a
Lovely little turn there to Guy, who's released Latham. Latham with a left foot strike straight into the gloves of Sunderland. It's a promising start there from Caboolture.
Yeah, Olympic backline need to be super careful if Steph gets the ball in behind there. She doesn't miss many opportunities if she does get a good foot behind it.
We've seen her playing a little bit deeper over the last few games, Steph Latham, and just kind of playing that support role for the attackers. But when she pops up in those dangerous spots, I think we all hold our breath a little.
Yeah, Steph has actually been playing through a break in her foot or something, so that's why she was sitting a bit deeper, so she didn't have to run as much. So yeah, not many people knew about that one, but she was still causing havoc, just controlling it a little bit more. So she seems to be fighting fit for this, seeing her a bit up higher up the field.
I think that just is testament to the type of player that Steph Latham is, the fact that none of us are aware of that, and she's just been solid throughout the last few games. And again, another player who's just got that calming presence.
Yeah.
She's obviously still heavily involved with Brisbane City. She's stepped down a league to focus on her coaching, but not really taking her foot off the gas, I would say. But yeah,
not to, you know, comment on her age or call her old, but it's definitely, she has so much experience. She's definitely one of the most experienced in the whole entire league, NPL and FQPL, so.
I'm just glad you said that.
I can say it to her, she won't mind.
Lovely little bit of control there from Cleo Trevor Lyle. Just creating a bit of space on that near side. Jaden Jeter trying to flick that one on to find Latham, and find Latham she does. Latham getting a fair bit of joy out wide on that far side, just in front of the Bill Waddell stand. You mentioned the attacking threat from both these sides. 59 goals scored for Olympic throughout the season, and 63 league goals for Caboolture. So they have plenty of potential to be sending these balls into the back of the net.
Definitely, and I think such a positive for both teams is that there isn't really one individual goal scorer for the team. It is pretty spread out, and there are 2 or 3 amongst their squad, which is what makes them so dangerous and hard to mark and narrow down those shots when there's multiple players that you need to be keeping an eye out for.
Yeah, Kelly Tagai bagging 2 in the semi-final. Again, apologies to mention that, Demi. Kelly Tagai getting on the score sheet against Kapalaba. She's a threat. She's been cup tied for the Kappa Pro Series games. But yeah, she's a danger and made it into the starting lineup today.
Yeah, she's definitely a player that you need to keep one, if not two eyes on at all time.
Heron trying to get that ball into the box, blocked well at the back by Coasgarden. Olympic just trying to find little pockets of space with these diagonal balls. Swain just losing out there to Callie Tagai, who's found a lot of space to run, skipping past the defenders, and a left foot strike from range, and just wide it goes. It's a great run from Callie Tagai.
Just as we were commenting on that, she just goes and runs the whole field by herself.
Usually you get the commentator's curse, but I'll take that as being the opposite there. She can thank you later. Short goal kick from Olympic. Just a little bit of a miscommunication there, and struggling to keep that one in at the back. Maria Ratano, I think it was a big ask, so we'll go easy on her for that. Gypsy Ingram keen to get things underway pretty quick. Olympic coming away with a throw in the end. Will be Mari Ratano. Another player who has a strong influence over the youngsters. She does coach the under-11s academy team. And it was great to see her, along with Kirili Phillips, go along and surprise some of the youngsters at their under-6, under-7s training this week.
Yeah, they're both two, again, girls who have been around for a while. We had Maddie at Capalaba for a year or two as well, and she's just such a good presence to have within the club. And Kirili's the same. I've never played with her, but you know, you can just see the impact that she has, and those little things just mean so much to young players. So it's nice to see them get in amongst those.
Callie Tagai find herself in a bit of space again, trying to get the return ball from Latham. She'll keep it in at the byline there. Lauren Spreadborough does very well. Allows Olympic to just calmly play it out from the back. Lovely little 1-2 touch passes. Searching ball there for Trevor Lyle. She does well up against Ingram. Trevor Lyle happy not to rush things there. Good confidence on the ball from the youngster. Yeah, just going back to the players popping up at the under-6, under-7s. I think Sarah Daly was another one who joined them, and there's been lots of chatter amongst the teams this season around the legacy that these female clubs are trying to build, and I think that's ever present in moments like that in the academy setups.
For sure, and I feel like sometimes it's pretty easy to forget how much it does mean to the younger players to have you just even show face at training or pop up to a game or something like that. So yeah, the more that clubs can encourage that and stuff, just the more the game's going to keep getting better throughout the years, which is, it's really nice to see majority of the clubs really getting around it.
Great pressure there from Callie Tagai in a difficult position, just putting pressure on Olympic at the back. Olympic forcing Caboolture out, but they're coming at them, they're knocking on the door. Corey Robbins' side, and another shot from range. Ernie Sunderland had plenty of time to see that one coming. Safe hands with the former Raw keeper. Both sides just settling into the game as we creep over the 10-minute mark. There'll be no doubt just sussing each other out in the early stages, hey?
For sure, I think both teams are a little bit frantic at the moment, but I think that's just, them trying to settle in, figure out where everyone's going, settle in their own team and their own movement. So I think we'll start to see a bit more build-up play as the time goes on.
Ball forward, finding Ria Oyo on that near side. Olympic just gaining a little bit more ground on that far side as they look for their first attempt on Monica Vanchea's goal. Great defending at the back, Abby Belford. Good, strong tackles in the middle there as Caboolture just forced the ball out, looking for Jaden Jeddah, who was the only Caboolture player on halfway. Does run all the way through to Sunderland.
I think we can hear it's quite windy out there. We're a little bit sheltered in here, but it would be interesting to know how much that's affecting the girls out on the field.
Yeah, they'll be wanting to keep that ball on the deck and just play ball to feet, no doubt. Remember the wind that we had in the Kappa Queensland Cup final. It was pretty hectic, so today not quite to those levels,
Not
but
too bad.
it doesn't take a lot, does it, just to have a bit of impact on those balls in the air.
For sure.
Jaden Jeddah just urged to keep pushing and putting pressure on the back, but here we have an attack from Sarah Daly. Strike from range, first strike from Olympic, and it wasn't far off.
Like we've said, that's Sarah Daly and Steph Latham. At the moment that they have more than a second in front of goal, they're going to be having those shots. So I think we've seen a lot of shots throughout the game today, but yeah, both teams need to be very conscious of not giving any of those girls time on the ball, because they will shoot.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll see a few little rangefinders early doors just to see what's the level of concentration with our keepers, and we take advantage of any lapses in concentration as the game goes on. Rachel Solomon just sees a little niggle there and pulls play back for the Caboolture free kick. Jackie Korsgaarden to take. Jackie Korsgaarden, one of the players to score in the Kappa Pro Series shootout between these two sides. A game that I'm not sure many people would have expected to go all the way through to penalties, but there was nothing to split the sides throughout the 120. And here comes Daly again. She's not got a lot of support in terms of red shirts around her, and Caboolture just have the chance there to steal the ball. Gypsy Ingram come and take the throw, promoted from the under-23s earlier in the season, so again just another indication that both sides have faith in their youth. Great play from Cleo Trevor-Lyle, great confidence, literally skipped around the tackle of Gypsy Ingram. Beautiful through ball for Daly, but a great foot in there at the back from Korsgaarden. Olympic again with Trevor-Lyle. Daly having another crack from Rain, blocked by Robbins. And Latham, a little tug there, a little look at the referee, and the referee said, "I'm getting there, I saw it."
Definitely a smart move that, you know, you've got to do at that point of the field when you can see that they've got some numbers flying forwards. I'm all for a little pull when you just need to hold up play a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to take one for the team in those moments. We have Jackie Korsgaarden getting set to fire this one in towards the area, headed away calmly, and Olympic come away with it. We'll throw down to our man on the sideline, James Codling. James, what's going on from your perspective?
And it still seems like there's a little bit of a feeling out period going on as well. Just only one or two half chances so far, but good news is the clouds are coming over, keeping it nice and cool down here on the sideline. Back to you, Amy.
He's got a big smile on his face and his sunglasses are on, so we have a very happy sideline commentator down there with James Codling. Similar to our observations, both sides just settling in, sussing each other out. Jaden Jeddah though, she's hungry for it, she's throwing herself into those challenges inside the 18-yard area. And Ritano just able to get a boot on that and win her side the throw in the proceedings. Cam Folks, the Yorkshireman on the sidelines, is out of his seat early, urging his side on. Being described as one of the best young coaches in the league, Cam Folks, and I think any little sound bites I've heard from the man himself, he's a very passionate coach.
Yeah, for sure. He even grabbed me on the way in here and tried to ask me who I was going for, try to pick my favourite. I said commentators can't have favourites.
Yeah, impartial, always impartial. Lovely square ball across as Olympic again driving forward. Just stolen there by Gypsy Ingram. Caboolture will be hoping to just capitalise, but many players behind the ball. Steph Latham just coming off a little worse up against Lauren Spreadborough. I think Lauren Spreadborough had the slight height advantage there on Steph Latham.
For sure, that was something we were commenting on before the game. Seems to be a little bit of a height difference between majority of the Olympic girls to the Caboolture girls.
Yes, definitely a tall back line. The back three of captain Kirley Phillips, Maddie Ritano, and here she is on the ball now, Lauren Spreadborough. For most of the Olympic games I've covered or watched this season, they've had that three at the back. Seems to be a formation that's working for Cam Folks' side.
Yeah, I think just having that through at the back makes them to have that extra overloading person attacking forwards, which makes it, as a defender, super hard to figure out where to go, as Olympic are just firing on majority of the game.
And we're yet to see Georgia Muir get a chance on the ball, but again, having played up against her this season, what are we expecting if she does get hold of it? I know she's got a change of pace.
Yeah, I think I've said to Georgia before as well, and have said I think she's one of the best attackers in the league. She has incredible pace, a good cross, and she can also dribble at her feet. So I think if you give her space, then Caboolture should be very worried. But they seem to be cancelling her out of the game at the moment.
Yeah, the centre halves of Cassie Robbins and Jackie Cosgarden have been a pretty consistent duo at the back for Caboolture. Seem to read the game very well and be very much on the same wavelength when it comes to knowing exactly where each other are on the pitch. Jackie Cosgarden signing from St. Leo University in America. He's played in the top flight over in Mexico, so plenty of international football and plenty of professional experience.
Yeah, Jackie's a super solid player out there, and if you watch whenever Caboolture get a throw in higher up the field, she normally takes them. A throw is nearly like a corner kick, so you have to set up and get ready for that.
Stephanie, who just jostling in the midfield there up against Eva Heron. Kelly Tagai, who's having a lot of joy, just roaming. It looks like Corey Robbins has given her the freedom to roam across that midfield. She's got plenty of space to work with. As Ria Oyer does well there to hold on to the ball. Searching ball forward towards Daly, just running a little loose, giving Robbins the chance to calmly clear up at the back. Jaden Jeddah up against Ritano. I think we'll see a good little duel between those two today. Kirley Phillips again finding ground. She urges her side up the pitch.
You can see them just turning and looking for those through balls to Georgia and Sarah Daly up nice and high, so if they are able to pull one of those off, then Caboolture will have a nice foot battle on for them.
Yeah, and similar on this side, we've already seen a fair bit of it, and we may see it again here with Cleo Trevitt-Lyle just keeping her eye on this space down this left flank for Olympic. Not afraid to have a run at the Caboolture players. Cassie Robbins was very well there defending deep into the Olympic half. Jaden Jeddah just keeping an eye on those Olympic defenders. Lovely turn in the middle. Steph Mayhew, she's also got a few crackers up her sleeve. And that one's just going to run all the way through to Vanchea. Wayne Sunderland just getting ahead on that one. A little bit of confusion there between the Olympic duo of Spreadborough and Georgia Muir. Caboolture with a chance to just settle things on that far side as they set up for the throw. Solid tackle there, Lauren Spreadborough just throwing herself into that one. I'm told Lauren Spreadborough travels from Toowoomba regularly to get to training and games, so again another sign of a fair bit of commitment.
Yeah, for sure. Lauren's an ex-Redlands girl with me. We actually went to primary school and high school together, so the travel wasn't as bad, but we're kind of used to a bit of travel to go out and play for some of the higher teams. But yeah, she's out teaching at Toowoomba, so definitely a big travel for her.
It'll be a big week indeed, going from teaching and then getting to training, so good on you, Lauren Spreadborough. So probably be the calm compared to the day job, I think, for her.
Maybe the drive helps her decompose after a big day.
Leave it in the classroom, I say. Olympic with a free kick just over halfway. Rachel Solomon, so far a fairly calm game for her to take charge of. 23 minutes into the half, either side yet to have a clear chance on goal. Ball running all the way through to Monica Vanchea. Callie Tigai getting that one under control nicely. Loose ball from Trevor Lyle does find its way into Sunderland. Olympic with most of their players inside the Caboolture half for that attack.
We see the ball is just holding up a little bit there. I wonder if that's from the bit of rain that they did get out earlier in the day.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how this pitch holds up as we progress through the programme today. Of course, 4 games of football ahead of us. Some may call that craziness on behalf of Football Queensland, but what else would you rather do with your Saturday, eh? Back to back to back to back football. Maria Oyer weaving her way through. Little layoff there into the path of Daly. And it was the trusty Robbins who slid across. Saved her side, having to defend a corner, but Olympic with a throw. So, throw to feet rather than into the box on that occasion from Trevor Lyle. Daly with the switch. Kiralee Phillips, the unlikely goal scorer in the semi-final. Kiralee Phillips.
Yeah, unlikely, but also not surprising as well. Like we've said, she's such a solid player. She can do a bit of all of it.
Ball into the box. No red shirts to stick a boot at that one. 2 goals to your name this season, I believe, Demi. So defenders can find the back of the net.
One more than last year, so I think each year I'm building it up, slow and steady.
Lovely little dink there from Oyer. Again, just trying to link up with Sarah Daly, the Japanese midfielder, Ria Oyer. That one again, just a little too heavy. It's her first year playing football in Australia. It looks like she's been here forever, the way she's settled into this Olympic side. again on the attack. In her side. Free kick. A throw-in on that far side. Georgia Muir will make her way across to take. Olympic with space just to get a ball into the box. Cleo Trevett-Lyle was the target. Caboolture not having to do too much there to defend from that throw. Still waiting for either side to have a convincing shot on goal. It's been a bit of a pattern in some of these games recently that we've gone into the sheds at half-time 0-0 on the scoreboard, and I don't know what's happening in those changing rooms, but it's a bit of a goal fest in the second half, so we'll see if that's the case today or if either side can break the deadlock. Olympic striding forward, Rio Oyo getting it on her left. Mayhew doing very well there to come across and defend. Appeals from the Olympic bench ignored by Rachel Solomon. It was a cracking tackle there from Steph Mayhew.
Yeah, like you said before, I think both of these teams they're very similar with the way they play and the way that they attack. So I think that halftime chat is what helps them find the difference to try to break down the other team, because they need that time to figure out and maybe make a bit more of a set plan.
Sunderland finding Trevett-Lyle. Daly just trying to feed it through. We will have our first corner on this near side for Olympic. We'll throw down to James. James, both sides cancelling each other out at the moment.
It certainly is, and this is one of those games where you feel like the grand final experience will come in handy. And I'm looking at Steph Latham, winning with Brisbane City in the last year's FQPL 2023 and 2024, but I wonder if she's going to have a say before the end of the first half as well.
She'll certainly be hoping so, but she'll have to wait her turn as we've got Rio Oya to send this one into the box for Olympic. A bit of height in there with Spreadborough and Kirili Phillips, but over the top it goes. And chance there for Olympic. Goes begging, but they've got a throw on the far side. Corner in the end, quickly taken on that far side by Olympic. And the attack just fizzles out there, goes over for a goal kick.
Yeah, both teams are super attacking in corners. They're teams that have scored a lot of corners throughout the season. Obviously, Olympic having that little bit of height advantage, but both teams should be pushing to try to not allow the other team to take a corner, because they are very dangerous, both of them.
I think if I saw the height of Kirili Phillips or Lawrence Bregler in the box, that's exactly where I would be aiming my corner kick. It's Ritano feeding that one through to Eva Swain. Swain finding Heron and happy to again build from the back. Eva Swain, 4 league goals to her name so far this season. You mentioned Caboolture having 3 of the top scorers in the league in their side, but Olympic, plenty of goals under their belt. Georgia Muir, 11 league goals, 18 in all competitions. Will no doubt be chomping at the bit to get hold of the ball and have a run on that far side. Most of Olympics play has been down their left flank. Robbins just gets a boot through that one. Gypsy Ingram again, just pulling the strings in midfield. Daly now for Olympic, and here is Georgia Muir. We already see that change of pace as she gets sight on the ball. Georgia Muir with her first real run of the game finds Rio Oya. And a left foot shot from range, collected nicely from Monica Van Cheer. It was Cleo Trevett-Lyle who was lurking. First little sight of Muir.
Yeah, like we've said, as soon as she gets that ball into space, she's going to be dangerous, whether she's taking a shot on goal herself or whether she's setting up something or putting a ball through. So it's good to see her finally get a little run out there.
And even from the opposite side of the pitch, I could see her eyes light up as that ball just fell into her path. Gypsy Ingram get us underway here. Gypsy Ingram recently representing the Sunny Coast in the 16 to 19 girls football team. The state championships held down the Gold Coast. Mayhew getting hold of it, and using Abby Belford. Lovely little bit of play here. Finds Callie to Guy. She goes with her left, and again into the gloves of the keeper it goes, but it was a chance. Both sides are definitely building momentum. Ernie Sunderland solid between the sticks, got down nicely to deny Callie to Guy. Lovely turn there by Rio Oya. Lane Sunderland happy just to put a foot on that one. Reset. Rio Oya. This is the space that I'm very familiar with seeing her have a little bit of joy, just distributing, ball into feet, straight back out in the middle of the park, Rio Oya, and she's just starting to settle into that role nicely. The overlap with Muir in towards Trevor Lyle, headed towards that back post. Monica Banchea gets the glove to it. Trevor Lyle has not stopped.
That was
In
an
the
amazing
end,
save by Caboolture there.
Caboolture had to put a boot through that one. It was a lovely bit of determination there from Cleo Trevor Lyle.
And that's the thing, these keepers just can't switch off because they've got multiple people who are going to be taking shots, whether they least expect it or they're ready for it. They're
Sunderland using a sibling there just to distribute from the back. Belford coming forward to stick a boot through that one.
just seen Lauren Spreadborough and Maddie Rotano swap sides.
Yeah, we see a little bit of this happening in many areas of the park in our FQPL and MPL teams. I like the way that they do that, just to keep the opposition on their toes, but also just to give themselves another outlet.
For sure, it'll be interesting to know if it's whether it's to find Maddie a bit more up that right side so she can link up with Georgia, or if it's to give her a bit of a break from all of the balls coming up this left side.
It looks like Spreadborough's slotted into that central position. Pushed Kiralee Phillips out onto the far side. Steph Mayhew just tries to push that one forward to Latham. Latham just asserting her authority there to make sure that it does reach her. Rio Oya stealing that one off her toes. Trevor Lyle again finding herself in space on this near side, having a little look. And linesman on this near side says the ball did roll out of play, so it will be a Caboolture throw. Jackie Coesgarden, good throw. Eva Swain stealing it off them, and Rio Oya lunging forward to make that ball hers. Swain finding Muir. Muir has Heron in support and does look for her. Good defending in the end, Caboolture. Cassie Robbins coming across, the trusty skipper for Caboolture, nodding that one out of play. Olympic now just enjoying a fair bit of possession inside Caboolture's half. Trevor Lyle, solid challenge there up against Jackie Korsgaarden. The referee has given the free kick to Olympic. There's a solid challenge coming together of the two players.
For sure, we did say, you know, both teams are very physical. They're both going to go in super hard to every tackle. I think that was pretty 50-50, both jumping in on.
Yeah, I think Caboolture are unlucky to come away with that free kick going against them. It was just two players very keen to get hold of the ball there. But it will be Rio Oya to send this one in. Sends it in towards the edge of the six-yard box. Lane Sunderland just poking that one back through. Finds Eva Swain. She's got Oya for support. Finds her on this near side. Oya just dancing her way towards Gypsy Ingram. Trying to poke that one through. Oya trying to play on calls for a free kick from the Olympic bench, but ref waves play on.
I think that one nearly earned a free kick more than the other one, but Caboolture were pretty lucky to clear that one away.
And Jackie Korsgaarden fortunately came out of that tackle without any complaints. Sticks a boot through that one. Clear the lines. Swain now just trying to dance her way through, and again Jackie Korsgaarden taking another knock inside the area. Sunderland. Lovely square ball across, finds Heron. Olympic just getting into the swing of things now as they switch across to their queen of speed, Georgia Muir, who continues her run and does get it back, Georgia Muir. Olympic just trying to pass their way through the traffic. And the ball deflected through into the area in the end, just taking a bit of pace off it. But claps from Cam Folks on the sideline. He's happy with what he sees.
Olympic are finding their feet a little bit quicker, just as I say that, as Steph and Callie go.
There is the commentator's curse. I've seen a fair bit of link up there between Callie and Steph in the early stages of the half, and I think we're probably going to see a bit more of that as the game builds. They're obviously very aware of each other's style of play and where they're going to find those pockets of space. A little against the runner play there, following that pressure from Olympic. Georgia Muir again finding herself in space on that far side. She's got a couple of Caboolture players to try and get through, wins her side a throw. Belford just finding herself in a good spot to stick a boot at that one and poke the ball back towards a Caboolture shirt. Steph Latham tracking back and dropping, trying to help her side get hold of possession.
I think the Caboolture bench is having a few words about Kiri's hands, maybe up there a little bit bit too close for comfort.
Ball, Jackie Coasgarden just struggling to clear, and Sarah Daly having a crack, but the free kick goes by the way of Caboolture.
Jackie finally gets one her way. She's been in a few big tackles the last 5 minutes.
I think Jackie deserved that one. She's definitely had a bit of stick over the last 10 minutes or so. These fourth officials are going to be kept very busy as both benches are very keen to let their opinions known. Caboolture wanting to build a little bit of momentum for themselves. Jade and Jeddah trying to get forward. Good control there, Eva Swain. Lane finds Kiralee Phillips. Olympic again, just spreading the play, finding the gaps. Ritano, the ball down the line. Olympic again with another throw on that far side. Might be an opportunity for Ritano. A big throw down the touchline. She's a bit modest with that one. A little bit scrappy as we creep into the final few minutes of the first half. And free kick does go the way of Olympic. Rachel Solomon not wanting that one to be taken quickly, pulls it back. To give Olympic chance to get a little bit that height into the box, as we see Kiralee Phillips and Lauren Spreadborough do exactly that.
Well, we know Rio can pin a ball in nice and easily into that box as well, so they'd be silly not to try to take this chance in the last 2 minutes of the half.
Long ball in from Rio Oya, and it was the head of Spreadborough. A little deflection took the sting out of it and collected nicely from the Caboolture number 1, Monica Van Chea. She's come through the ranks at Caboolture, integral in their 2024 promotion campaign. So again, another one who's first name on the team sheet, no doubt, for Corrie Robbins. It's Caboolture now coming forward. Jaden Jeddah with a left foot strike, and wide of the sticks it goes.
A perfect example of seeing how quickly each team can counter. We're down Caboolture's end 1 second, and then straight up into Olympics box the next second.
Yeah, Jaden Jeddah bagged herself 1 goal in the league this season, and she's looking threatening so far. She's been stuck out on this wing, but in these positions and doing exactly that, just closing the ball down and really trying to urge her side on to defend from attack. Gypsy Ingram doing well there, but missing out in the end to Eva Swain. Georgia Muir with another chance to run at the Caboolture defence. On the far side, ball poked through toward Daly. She'll get another crack this time. Square to Lane Sunderland. Does it dip? It does, but not in time. It's a good chance from range. Why not, hey?
Exactly, that was a great shot.
We have just ticked over to that 45-minute mark.
I don't think there should be much stoppage time, so we should be wrapping it up.
Jackie Coasgarden got up pretty quickly every time, so I think we're probably all right for extra time. Cleo Trevor Lyle sees that one dip over her shoulder. Olympic with the throw. Guy doing well there under pressure of 2 Olympic shirts. Just a little wave of acknowledgement from Eva Swain. And there is the half-time whistle. That commentator's curse lives on, sending them into the sheds at half-time. 0-0, it's all square. Both sides putting in a solid showing so far, but just not yet really having those clear-cut chances on goal, Demi.
No, and I think they're both building up to the play, but both teams are so defensive as well that they're shutting them down nice and early. So I think it will take one little lapse of judgment for someone to get into a little pocket and then to separate the two teams.
And we've seen those pockets of space where both sides they've broken. We just saw a counter from Caboolture late on there. There may be a little element of both sides still just sitting back and being aware of those counters, and that may be where we're not seeing as much attack. We're going to go down to our man on the ground, James Coughlin. He's with Monica Van Shea. James, over to you.
Well, scoreless at half-time, thanks in large part to the efforts of the Caboolture goalkeeper, Mon. Pretty even first half. Were you expecting anything different?
No, you know, we've come against Olympic 3 times now, and each game it's been a long game, hard game. It's all about effort. We've obviously both come out swinging, and yeah, we're ready to keep going.
And moment of the first half, that save on Trevor Lyle. Talk us through that.
Look, as long as I keep it out of the net, I think we're all going to be happy. Just staying on my toes, you know, they just come out of nowhere sometimes, and yeah, you got to be first on it.
As long as it stays out of goal, I'm pretty sure that's the mantra of the Goalkeepers Union. Thanks for your time. Best of luck in the second half. All right, and we're going to be back with the halftime highlights after this. Thank you very much. Good luck for the second.
Excellence. Is it measured in likes, bottom lines, or the impact we make around us? The things we build, the students we inspire, the care we give.
Baby girl.
At CQ University, we recognise all kinds of excellence. We combine contemporary courses with more choices and real support to empower you to create the success that means more to you. Be with CQU.
How do I finish this one? One straight off.
Felton Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. With sun-safe shelters or powder-coated in your team colours. Whatever your club needs, Felton has a high-quality, low-maintenance seating option to suit. We are the pioneers in Australian-made grandstands and team shelters. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
Australia over the goal, taken
So Demi, no goals for us to talk about in these halftime highlights, but the chances were building. We had a couple of clear-cut chances towards the back end of the game. See here, Steph Latham just shrugging players off as she gets a chance on goal there up against Ernie Sunderland. And Callie Tagai, she's been standout in that first half for me. She gets the ball, she skipped through 3 red shirts there before having a crack with her left.
Yeah, they've not been super troubling shots, but both teams are starting to build up and get those opportunities away, which is what we said would happen. Again, they're both 2 very even teams, but all of them, when they get a good foot behind that, the keepers need to make sure that they're on their toes for those ones.
And of course at the other end for Olympic, Georgia Muir linking up there with Trevitt Lyle, and Trevitt Lyle not stopping even though she missed that header and having another crack from range.
Amazing save though from Caboolture there. I think that was a very good touch for her to get into that one.
And Georgia Muir getting hold of it. She was quiet for probably the first 20 or so minutes of the half, but as soon as she got hold of the ball, she's going to be a threat. There's flashes of pace and distributing from that far side. So no goals for us to speak of in this first half here at Perry Park, but hopefully plenty more in the locker as they're both in the sheds getting a word in their ear from Cam Folks and Corey Robbins. Plenty more action to come in the second half.
Excellence. Is it measured in likes, bottom lines, or the impact we make around us? The things we build, the students we inspire, the care we give.
Baby girl.
At CQ University, we recognise all kinds of excellence. We combine contemporary courses with more choices and real support to empower you to create the success that means more to you. Be with CQU.
How do I finish this match? One save off.
Felton Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. With sun-safe shelters or powder-coated in your team colours. Whatever your club needs, Felton has a high-quality, low-maintenance seating option to suit. We are the pioneers in Australian-made grandstands and team shelters. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
All right, welcome back. We have the second half of this FQPL clash ahead of us. We're going to go down to our man on the ground, James Coughlin, to run through the highlights of our first game of the day, FQPL 1 men's clash. Down to you, James.
Well, it was one of the most entertaining FQPL 1 grand finals we've had here at Perry Park early today. Magic United 2-1 winners over Rochdale. It was a dream start for Magic United, the premiers of FQPL 1. Mason Cross with the early goal, and then it was Eddie Bidwell making it 2-0 at half-time. Rochdale, they did strike back in the second half, getting a goal through Anton Alexinko, and as these two sides traded blows through the second half, unfortunately for Rochdale, they could not find an equaliser, and it was Magic emerging as 2-1 winners, as you can see by the highlights here on your screen. And now at Perry Park, we are 45 minutes away from potentially crowning a winner here in the FQPL 1 Women's Grand Final, but it has been incredibly even contest. So Amy, Demi, I certainly hope that the two of you are geared up for extra time, because with the way it's going, we could be here for some bonus football. Back to you.
James, you have not been reading your run sheet of things that commentators are not allowed to say, so we will thank you later when we're stuck here and the whole day goes to pot. But we are here, we are ready. I have alongside me Capalaba skipper Demi Robbins. Like James said, it's been very evenly matched in that first half. Who are you expecting to step up and put on a show for us in this second half?
Yeah, it's been super even this first half. I do think Olympic is starting to find their groove a little bit more. I think some of their standout players, like we've said, Georgia Muir on the side, is starting to find that space a little bit, and I think it'll come down to what team has more gas in the tank, so we'll see who comes out on top.
Yeah, and looking back to the head-to-heads between these two sides, they faced each other first game out at first cab off the rank, round 1. Caboolture missing out there, 1-0 to Olympic, goal courtesy of Sofia Cuba, who I've seen hobbling around in a moon boot today, so no threat from her. Round 10 saw these sides match up again. Olympic again coming out on top in that game, Charlie Phillips and Georgia Muir on the goal sheet. Do you think they will have that Kappa Pro Series in their minds today, or is that done, dusted, totally irrelevant?
I think they've both got it in their minds. I think both teams are coming out with a point to prove. Caboolture to show that it wasn't a one-off win kind of thing, and Olympic just to stamp that they are the leaders of the competition as they were the premiers. But yeah, I hope that there's a goal before we go to any extra time. It'd be nice to see a win in the 90.
Georgia Muir again just finding himself in space on the near side, but Olympic now pushed all the way back via Kirali Phillips. And as mentioned, Olympic outstanding in the league this season, crowned premiers, obviously very familiar with NPL football, and they've bounced straight back in and building a great legacy for the players coming through the ranks. We'll see which side can get us off the mark here at Perry Park. So we see the first free kick of this second half will go in favour of Caboolture. And there's plenty of talent on the bench for both sides as well. Caboolture got Courtney Barr on the bench, who scored both Kappa Pro Series quarterfinal goals for Caboolture. She's known to pop up with a big goal in a big game. Of course, big loss for Caboolture. It's Beck Sweeney, who again, plenty of goals, 17 league goals this season, so it's a big loss for Corey Robbins' side not to have Beck Sweeney in the squad today.
Yeah, for sure, and it'll be interesting. Both teams haven't made any subs yet, so it'll be interesting to see when they do use their subs, because there will be that part of both Corey and Cam keeping in mind that this game could go to 120 minutes, so we don't need to make changes too quickly, but I'm sure they'll be trying to play for that 90-minute winner anyway.
Yeah, and Olympic again with plenty of talent on the bench. Jess Karan, who's 9 league goals to her name this season. Charlie Phillips, who signed midway through the window from Eastern Suburbs and who is just an absolute joy to watch when she gets on the ball. So plenty of talent waiting in the wings for both sides. As we just have a brief delay in play here. The referee, it's a free kick. A little bit of confusion from both sides about what's happening here. She's going to give the ball to Kelly Tagai, and Kelly Tagai is going to have a crack from distance, and just not enough venom in that one to trouble Ernie Sunderland. Ball down that left side, just cut out at the back. Olympic creeping up. They've got Sarah Daly on the far side. Sarah Daly, who did have a bit of an absence this season. I believe she was jaunting her way around Europe, so she's come back with a vengeance. So straight back into Camford's side. You see Georgia Muir just try and poke that one through to the incoming Rio Oya. Olympic just having to play that ball back to feet, because yet again Jaden Jeddah is looking lively and looking like she wants to force a mistake at the back for Caboolture.
Yeah, Caboolture are definitely very worrying with their press. They do press super high, and as a defender, especially for those centre backs, it's not nice to see them running at you full ball when you're trying to control the ball out.
And again this time Steph Latham giving Jaden Jeddah a break and saying, I'll have a crack at this one. And all it takes is that pressure, that high press, and even just a ricochet or a deflection and cause trouble. As we see again, Kelly Tagai, she's literally rolled her sleeves up as she's getting stuck into this second half. There's 2 shots from Kelly Tagai early in this second half, both straight at Ernie Sunderland.
Yeah, they've not been some of her best shots, but you can see the way that she just breaks through all the defenders. There's not many people stopping her in her tracks, and if they do, she'll probably pick up a free kick anyway. So
she's causing a bit of bother in the middle of the park. Kelly Tagai, exactly what players like her are selected to do. It's Caboolture now making their way downfield. Just setting up at the back. Try and stave off this Olympic attack. It's going to be a corner in again from Rio Oya. Sends it deep. And over it goes for a goal kick.
Yeah, like we said, Olympic is super threatening when it comes to their corners. They have the height in the box, and then they also have the players like Georgia and Sarah sitting outside ready to clean up anything.
Jackie Korsgaard did take a few knocks in that first half, and she stayed down inside the goal area. She's not looking too comfortable, Jackie Korsgaard. See if she took a bit of a knock here. It wasn't anything too sinister from Lauren Spreadborough by the look of the replay, and she's back out on her feet, a little gingerly, but she's out and walking.
I think it just could be that any sort of landing on your tailbone kind of area is a bit of a stinger. Especially the box does look a little bit dry, so I dare say it was quite a hard fall, yeah.
Here is Jackie Korsgaard, and she's shaken that one off nicely. Flicked on by Kelly Tagai. Spreadborough just giving that one a little tap back to the keeper, and Kirili Phillips is in good space to capitalise. It's going to take a moment of magic to break these sides. If things stay as they are, it's pretty calm out there here at Perry Park. Just need a player or two to get a bit of fire in their belly and cause a little bit of magic. Could that player be Georgia Muir? She finds Sarah Daly, left foot strike, but again, just not enough pace on these strikes from either side. And Monica Vanchea, who we heard from just at the halftime break, made a cracking save in the first half. Didn't have to do too much there to stop that one.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of those finals nerves. The players who are normally able to get a bit of power behind it are just rushing it a little bit and not getting the same sort of connection that they normally would.
Eva Heron just involved in a little coming together there, and the referee, Rachel Solomon, does wave on the physio. So a couple of stoppages early in this half. Both sides just with a chance to regroup, have a little chat. They'll have a game plan that both Corey Robbins and Cam Folks have given them in the sheds at half-time. It's Abby Belford who is down, the former Penn power player, getting a bit of treatment and looks to be in a fair bit of discomfort in the middle of the park there, Abby Belford.
Yeah, hopefully for Caboolture's sake she's okay. It doesn't look like there was anything too malicious in that, but I think her ankle just had a bit of a bad landing, but she's super strong for Caboolture, sitting in front of the back line there, so that would be a very sad loss if she does have to go off.
Yeah, again, just looking at the pitch and the fact we've had a game on here already, we're going to have a couple more games following this one. It's probably something that the players need to take into account. So we see, do have Charlie Phillips just loitering around the bench down in front, just in case. No doubt the Olympic players will be keeping an eye on their players. And Caboolture, of course, they may be the side that need to make a change. Got Elliot Kilgour, a young player who can come on and play in a midfield or a striker role. For now, looks like Abby Belford may be happy for those Caboolture substitutions to be delayed. So a big day of football ahead of us here at Perry Park. Following this game and still live on FQTV, we have the heavyweight clash, the NPL Premiers Gold Coast Knights up against last year's grand final champions Brisbane City. And then wrapping up our schedule will be the men's NPL clash later this evening. Morden City Excelsior taking on Lions. So another cup final repeat. Play does resume here. And good to see there's no need for a substitution just yet. We're obviously heading into the off-season following this game and following the Mitre Festival of Football, but does not mean we want to see any players going down with injuries today. The season, and you probably know this better than anyone, the season comes around pretty quick, Demi. So
quickly. I feel like you blink and it's back into pre-season anyway. So, no, definitely, especially in finals, it's sad to see if there's any sort of injuries. So hopefully she's able to come back out and continue the game.
Olympic playing Sunderland. It'll be a Caboolture throw on the far side. And Charlie Phillips for Olympic, just getting ready. So it will be Cam Folks' side to make the first change.
Charlie coming on will just be another super attacking player for Olympic. She's great with her feet.
Ball forward there, finds Oya. Rio Oya very comfortable with the ball at her feet. Ball in towards Georgia Muir. Bit of room to chase there up against Hannah Bierman at the back. And she'll have it back here, Georgia Muir. She's got support from Ratano. She's happy to go try and get that ball into the box. Not able to poke that one in at the near post. But again, another chance. It's looking promising for Olympic. And this now will give Charlie Phillips the chance to enter proceedings. She's going to come on. It's going to be Lane Sunderland making way. It's good to see that Olympic or Perry Park have snagged a couple of Women's World Cup bibs there, looking at the bib that Charlie Phillips just took off. We're going to head down to the sideline. We've had plenty of chat about the condition of this pitch following the first game. James, what's it looking like down there?
Well, Amy, Demi, after the rain we had in the first half of the first game, it is getting a bit chopped up in places. If you watch the men's FQPL Grand Final, plenty of sliding challenges going in as well. So a few muddy patches that the players might have to look out for. But by and large, it's still holding up all right considering the amount of traffic that we've had on it, not just today, but in the last week as well.
And that choppiness not getting in the way of the latest Olympic attack. Charlie Phillips joining proceedings and straight into the action, firing the ball into the edge of the 18-yard box. You see a little bit of link-up play there already from Charlie and Georgia, and again I mentioned that you get a lot of joy from watching players like Charlie Phillips. She seems to love to run, she seems to have heaps of energy, and we're seeing that in these early glances, obviously coming on with fresh legs. James has just mentioned the rain has ceased now, which is resulting in a little bit of choppiness up on that pitch. Players having to go steady in their tackles. As we see there, the pitch just getting chopped up under the feet of Kirralie Phillips. Georgia Muir doing very well there to dance around that challenge. Hannah Bierman. Charlie Phillips again with a lovely ball. She's causing a bit of bother, Charlie Phillips, since coming on.
Unfortunately, we did see Abby Belford just did come off with that injury. She subbed off, so obviously thought she could play through it, but wasn't able to. So we hope that she's okay and it's nothing too serious.
Yeah, Courtney Barr has joined proceedings for Caboolture. She's just occupying that left spot there, Courtney Barr. 4 league goals to her name this season, and she is an attacking threat. A solid challenge at the back. Will be the throw that we've been waiting for from Jackie Koesgaarden. It's going to be a long one. Look at that, straight in towards the 6-yard box. Kirralie Phillips having to head away. Abby Belford just going off that sideline and just testing that ankle. As the eagle eye of Demi Robbins spotted, not able to rejoin proceedings, so we wish her the best and hope it's just precautionary. As Rio Oya hacks that one downfield. Caboolture now just getting a little bit of a pep in their step as they see the fresh legs of Courtney Barr join. We've had those 2 changes and both sides are now saying, all right, we've got a game on our hands.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like Olympic does look a little bit more frantic right now, and Caboolture seems to be settling a little bit more, so I feel like it's chopping and changing every 10 minutes on what team looks on top.
We see the grey clouds just encroaching on us here at Perry Park, so we may get a little bit more weather, which my experience playing the beautiful game years ago is usually what players enjoy, so we'll see if that makes a difference if it does come. Caboolture just missing out there. Cries for a free kick from the Caboolture fans ignored by our referee. That is why she is the woman in charge, Rachel Solomon. Courtney Barr, not a bad player to be bringing off the bench in a grand final. She did score a cracker with her head in the 23-24 grand final for Caboolture. As we see a goal for Caboolture just as we talk about it.
Steph Latham from outside the box.
She has been lurking and she gets a hold of it. Does not need to make any ground into that area, and she has a crack and she's getting mobbed by her team. 62nd minute, and the big name and the big moment.
That's the thing, it kind of came from nothing, but Steph can just shoot from anywhere, so.
It was an Olympic throw, and it was Callie Tagai did well to intercept. We've mentioned the link-up between those two players. And the link-up finally pays off. Some may say slightly against the run of play. That just goes to show you have to take your chances when you get them.
For sure, and we did say it will take some of those bigger, more experienced players to make that move to find the difference between these two squads, and Steph will shoot from anywhere that she gets a chance, and it obviously paid off this time. So she'll be very happy with that one.
Be interesting now to see how Olympic react. Got Mari Retano finding Oya. Again, maybe a little frustration there. Oya going for the shots from the edge of the area, but 3 Caboolture shirts in the way.
Yeah, Olympic definitely aren't a team to drop their head. If anything, this is going to be the little maybe kick in the bum that they needed to go into that next gear.
Steph Latham, 19 league goals. We've mentioned she has quite the collection of Golden Boot awards. So if anyone was going to put any prediction on who might pop up with a big goal today, I think many would say Steph Latham. And now we have Kali Tagai, who's weaving her way through challenges. And that could have been a pretty strategic tackle there at the back. And we are going to see the first card of the day.
That was definitely strategic. However, Caboolture will be arguing very strongly if that was a last man kind of tackle there.
I think Kirili Phillips is a little bit lucky there to see yellow rather than red. So we have another look at this. Kali Tagai just dancing her way through. And it was Kirili Phillips just sticking a leg out.
I think she is very lucky to get away with just a yellow card with that one.
And as a player, Demi, as a player who plays defensively, what are your thoughts on referees making those decisions in these big games? If this was not a grand final, do you think that would have been a different decision?
Yes and no. I think, you know, the ref is actually going over there to double check with the linesman. It changes the whole game. However, I think they're pretty set in their decisions whether it is a grand final or not a grand final.
This would be a big moment if Rachel Solomon were to change her decision, but it looks like the yellow card is all that Kirili Phillips will receive. We're going to have Steph Mayhew with a crack from distance, but what a run that was from Kali Tagai. I think if she was past Kirili Phillips there, we would have had...
For sure, it's nearly the only thing that you can do, despite the risk.
Steph Mayhew with a shot from range, and wide it goes. It's been very interesting to see Kali Tagai in a one-on-one situation had she skipped past that challenge. Kirili Phillips, obviously the captain of the side, and potentially just taking one for the team there, even with the risk of a red card perhaps.
For sure, but she will have to be careful for the rest of this. 35 minutes remaining, sitting on a yellow card. But I suppose that's maybe the frustration coming out as well after conceding that goal.
James, we've just had our first goal, somewhat against the run of play. Things are getting a little feisty down there with that yellow card. We see Georgia Muir just pushing on there. What's the vibe down on the sideline? Are we feeling a little rising temperature, James?
The tension certainly is rising with just over 20 minutes of normal time remaining. Just on that challenge as well from Phillips, it almost looked like Tagai going left brought Retano back into play, so maybe the referee might have felt that there was a little bit of cover going that way as well. But in terms of injury updates from the sideline as well, the Caboolture sub Abby Belford looking like she was getting her left ankle treated on. As for Lane Sunderland getting withdrawn, I think that was just fresh legs based on what I heard from the Olympic bench. So that's where we stand, and Steph Latham's moment of magic is basically what we expected, wasn't it? Back to you guys.
Steph Latham's moment of magic is certainly something that we would be silly not to expect. She popped up and just thought, I do not need to go any closer, I'm going to have a crack from here, and that is the Steph Latham we know and love.
For sure.
Olympic now with Rio Oya. Rio Oya just weaving her way through. She's seen Kali Tagai and said, anything you can do, I can do too, and she forces the tackle there from Jackie Korsgarden, who has to put a boot through it. Still very close margins here between these two sides, but there's a few players out there who are looking like they're just getting a feeling for it this afternoon.
Yeah, for sure. You can see what players really lift, whether it's the Caboolture girls lifting from that goal or the Olympic girls lifting, firing, ready to try to steal one back a little bit.
Yeah, and we've got a good matchup, or a few good matchups in the midfield of the park. Obviously, Charlie Phillips coming into play now. Charlie's a pretty similar style. She calls herself a creative player, and if you've got her in there alongside Kali Tagai for Caboolture, it's going to be a little bit of a duel between those, a little bit of tug of war to see who can get hold of the ball and create some magic for their team.
Yeah, they both definitely love to run with the ball and keep the ball close to their feet, so I think it'll be very similar play from both of them. It will just be who can have other players working off them to build something up closer to the box.
Matano finding Muir, finding Phillips. Rio Oya, who's got plenty of pace herself, the Japanese midfielder. But again, Kali Tagai just weaving her way into trouble there. Here we have Courtney Barr now, little tug of the shirt and a little push there from Ratano, and the referee says throw will do. But Sarah Daly still down at the back, just getting up there for Olympic. Courtney Barr again, just shoving players out of the way. Referee says fairly. She's a strong player, Courtney Barr. Now Georgia Muir going for a little run. She's got the support of Phillips. Phillips with a back heel. I think Caboolture players read that. Read it well. The Caboolture players currently dropping like flies. We have a bit of cramp. Don't suppose you packed any pickle juice in that bag of yours, did you, Demi?
No, but you could see that just twing on her as she was just trying to chase after Georgia Muir down their side there.
It's Hannah Bierman, who's got a bit of a task on her hands this afternoon, keeping up with Georgia Muir, so no doubt the lactic acid in those calves will be definitely causing her a bit of grief. 20 minutes of normal time remain. Ball into the box, finds Togai, very well taken, left foot strike in as if she was hoping to find some bodies in the box, just dinks that one into the hands of the keeper. Again, Georgia Muir just not able to keep that one in on the near side. She's keen for a run down this near side, Georgia Muir.
Yeah, you can see that the Olympic players are starting to get a little bit frustrated, so hopefully for them that they can use that frustration to build some sort of play up rather than just getting into too many bad tackles and risking a few yellow cards.
15 goals and assists combined in 15 games for Georgia Muir, so she's definitely a player that Olympic will want to be on the ball to either create the chances or put one away for them. Eva Heron in the orange boots for Olympic, just trying to create something. Kayla Carlo, good old-fashioned defending from Carlo, just sticking a boot through that one. Just being the back-to-back Player of the Year nominee. And here is Latham just to nod that one forward, an goalkeeper. But Olympic come away with it. Ernie Sunderland has stayed down. There was a little look at the referee from Latham as well in terms of, was the a sniff of a penalty.
We actually have 2 bodies down. I think that's Sarah Daly. She's been down for the last maybe minute, 45 seconds up the top there as well. So
yeah, Daly was down a fair few minutes ago and did get back up, but still struggling. So we've got a bit of a bloodbath on our hands out there, Demi. So we've got Ernie Sunderland down in the box, just up against that challenge. I think it was the stray leg of Steph Latham as she went through for the header. No malicious intent, but as she went forward there, just lifting that front knee.
Yeah, I think they both just had their eyes on the balls there, so there was no maliciousness from both of them, but however the keeper just coming off a little bit second best.
And of course, Olympic with another trusty set of gloves on the bench in Jadine Chisholm. She's been their cup keeper throughout the season, having signed from Penn Power. And she's had a solid season in those cup matches. Hopefully, again, no need for that change to be made, but if it does, I think Cam Folks will have plenty of trust in his deputy. Sarah
Olympic
Daly.
girls just spotting themselves on the camera.
Georgia Muir just giving us a little kiss to the camera there. She's not shy of the cameras, Georgia Muir here. She's been on reality TV on the odd occasion. So no doubt she's happy for that distraction. Cam Folks will just be hoping that there's not too much in that for Sarah Daly. Cam himself is a former professional player from the UK. He's got a background in the elite youth systems at Sheffield United and Doncaster Rovers. Mentioned a couple of times in my commentary about him being a lifelong Sheffield United fan, and as a Yorkshire woman myself, I can appreciate that. James, what's doing down there? We've got a bit of a massacre on our hands.
Yeah, I'm actually wondering if I can see Demi looking to pull on the boots, see if she can get a run out for the last 20 or so minutes, just with the number of injuries. But I did see with Sarah Daly, they were asking for an Ventolin puffer by the looks of it as well, so it could be an asthma situation, and still a fair bit of concern for Ernie Sunderland as well. Just keeping an eye on Jadine Chisholm. Not the most intensive warm-up, so hopefully for Olympic, they're able to see their first choice keeper go, although the 1B option is pretty good as well. So we'll just have to see how it all plays out. Back to you, Amy.
Yeah, fingers crossed it's just a bit of an impact knock to Ernie Sunderland. We do have Jess Curran getting ready to come on for Olympic. So it may be that we do see Sarah Daly depart. Ernie Sunderland is back on her feet.
She got treatment. No, she's not. She's on.
It will be a big loss of Sarah. Oh, it's not Sarah going off.
It's going to be Jess Curran coming on. And it looks like it's Eva Heron who has made way. Just making her way around the pitch there. Bierman has shaken off that cramp. Kayla Carlo and the coming together in the area will be a corner kick.
showed that those fresh legs just coming on and having a little bit of the pace in her run. She was able to cause some trouble there straight away.
Ria Oya to take. She's been the trusty corner kick taker for Olympic today. She can fire these in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, and that one goes in towards the height of Kiralee Phillips and is bundled over the line for Olympic. It was kept out by Monica Van Chea. It was Kiralee Phillips who's celebrating. She had the initial header. She's bundled it over the line.
We did say those centre backs, they've got it in them.
Haven't they just? Look at the joy on Kiralee Phillips' face. Kisses all round from Kiralee Phillips. Says, what yellow card? We don't need to talk about that anymore. Captain Kiralee. The header was looping in. It was kept out very well by the keeper, and Kiralee Phillips said, I don't think so. I am pushing that one in.
I mean, we did say that those corners are very troubling from Olympic, so I'm not shocked at all that they were scoring from a corner there to make it equal.
And we suddenly, in this second half, have a game on our hands. We sent them into the sheds at half-time, hoping for a bit of an increase in pace and a bit of an injection of tenacity from both sides, and I think we've seen that. We've had plenty of injury scares, we've had a couple of goals, and we've got 10 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, I think this last 10 is going to be very hot and heavy. I think both teams are definitely just raring to go and have hit that next gear.
Ball in from Caboolture, collected nicely by Ernie Sunderland. She's shaken off that knock from earlier. Ria Oya collects and drives her team forward, finds Charlie Phillips. This is where Olympic thrive with those quick passes. That one poked through to Jess Karan. Charlie Phillips now on the ball, great defending in the midfield there. And Retano in the end just trying to force that one through. A little bit scrappy on the edge of the box, and it does fall for Jess Karan in the end, who just pokes it to Sarah Daly. Left foot strike collected nicely. Great to see Sarah Daly. She's recovered from her little spell. Nudged on by Callie Tagai. Something for Steph Latham to chase here. She chases indeed and just wipes out the Olympic defender Lauren Spreadborough.
Looked a little bit from behind there, but they might have a better view than what we do over this side.
I do not envy the referees who have to officiate these games. I'm the best armchair referee when I'm sat at home, but I certainly would not want to be the person taking charge of these clashes.
Oh, there's just under 10 minutes, but we have had quite a few injuries in this half, so I dare say those are good.
Yeah, we've had a bit of a delay for some of those players going down. Here is Steph Latham again. She pulled the trigger there, but Kiralee Phillips got in the way. Kiralee Phillips not letting that yellow card impact the way she's playing at the back. She's still sticking herself in the way of these attempts.
Yeah, for sure. Kiralee's a super smart player, so I think she'll still be able to be a strong defender and make big challenges without pushing the boundaries too much.
And a Bierman just sticking a boot through that one. Spreadborough. A bit of a duel there with Courtney Barr. And free kick does go to Olympic. I think Courtney Barr just having a couple of chops there at Lauren Spreadborough. They came together. It's a bit of an innocent clash to start with, and I think the frustration of Courtney Barr there.
I think it's hard to get around Lauren's legs, so sometimes you just have to jump in there.
Headed on there by Bierman, but into the path of Muir. What does Muir have up her sleeve? Strike from distance. Saves and collected before Sarah Daly could creep into the spot. Cleo Trevett-Lyle it was who was creeping on that far side. Again, Callie Tagai just dancing through traffic back the way she's facing. Loose touch there from Kayla Carlo, nearly gets her side in a little bit of bother. Ball forward, finds Daly. Muir wants it back, it finds Daly again on the near side. Daly just forced into the corner and forced over for a goal kick.
I think she would have been trying to get another corner out of that one, but the Caboolture defenders did very well to keep that to just a goal kick.
Yeah, they'll be wanting to stay nice and tight on these attackers as we creep into the last 6 minutes of normal time. These are the moments in these big grand finals where all it takes is one flash, one little bit of flair from our attacking players. Bierman now striding forward and finding Barr. Great defending at the back, Maddie Retano. She's been fairly consistent throughout. Charlie Phillips now just trying to find a way through Steph Mayhew, but Steph Mayhew has other ideas. Leo Oya again finding herself in good space, turning it over to each other in the centres there, and that shot from range not dipping near enough in time.
Can hear the coaches yelling out that they're in their final 5 minutes just to try to hopefully make them pull off something.
Little flick on header there from Hannah Bierman. Courtney Barr, Hannah Bierman, just a miscommunication getting in each other's way, and Eva Swain takes it off their toes. Ball forward, just allowed to run through. That was smart defensive play there from Jackie Koesgaarden, and again showing that trust in the keeper. Runner-up keeper of the year last season, Monica Vanchea. Steph Latham now dropping deep, wanting it back. Great defending from the solid school teacher Lauren Spreadborough. Oya skips the challenge of Kayla Carlo. It was a solid challenge.
Olympic had numbers there racing through. If they had found feet then, I think they could have been something on.
Yeah, both sides will be just wanting to catch the opposition off guard on the break. Here is Carlo up against Charlie Phillips. Kayla Carlo back-to-back Young Player of the Year nominee. Solid defender who's also happy to creep forward, and creep forward. It was Callie Tagai here, but she's the lonesome Caboolture player up top. She stayed down, just holding her hammy. And now Caboolture with a chance to come forward. Sarah Daly with a strike from range, and again Monica Vanchea equal to it.
Again, we've got multiple bodies
1,
down.
2, 3, 4. It's like being at the bowling alley here this afternoon. They're dropping like Skittles. We've got 2 Caboolture players down, 2 Olympic players down. Callie Tagai just holding the back of that right thigh. She went down under the challenge. Luckily, the rest of our Skittles have been reset. And it is, I suspected we might have a bit of cramp over here with Callie Tagai, and hopefully there's nothing more sinister than that.
Yeah, it did look like she just went down after a bit of heavy legs, but Olympics will be pretty frustrated to not have got a free kick out of those 2 challenges. Even with Sarah getting that shot away, they did get cleaned up a couple of times in a row there.
I don't think anyone would be surprised to see Callie Tagai have a little bit of a stretch of the legs. She's been an absolute machine in this game, the American forward, and throughout the course of the season, 28 goals and assists combined in 15 games. We've seen a flash of that today. We didn't get to enjoy Callie in the cup games with her being cup tied to North Brisbane, but she's definitely put on a show for us here this afternoon. Here she is again, that ball just sticking to her foot, and a lovely ball through for Courtney Barr, and again, who else but Captain Kiz at the back.
Yeah, she's been super strong for Olympic today. She's made a lot of last-minute clearances. I think here we have Jackie here ready to do her corner of a throw-in.
Corner of a throw-in indeed, that's a great way to describe it. She'll be well aware that big clock in behind her showing a minute and a half. Obviously we're going to have some stoppage. So what can we produce here? Callie just trying to get ahead to it, nudging it into Ernie Sunderland. I don't think any of these players will want this game to tick into extra time, given the knocks they've already taken, the cramp that we've already seen.
I think we've seen a few cramps go down already.
It's been a long, hard season for these sides, very well fought season. And here we have Latham in a similar position to where she got her first goal, this time trying to find Courtney Barr. Steph Latham have another one in the locker for us. She's rolling back the years there as she just skips through challenges. Strike from distance. Way off target in the end. A little bit of frustration there in the shot, no doubt.
Have the fourth official getting ready to show us how much extra time there will be.
Georgia Muir just trying to encroach there, but Hannah Bierman was equal to it. Jess Curran with a strike from range. Blocked again. Hannah Bierman's getting in the way of everything. And Daly's attempts in the end just going out for a goal kick. 7 minutes of extra time on the clock.
I nearly wouldn't be surprised if that was double figures for the extra time with the amount of bodies we've had drop in this second half.
Nearly sent Demi for a cup of tea when we had a bit of a pause for all those cramps earlier. 7 minutes on the clock. The score locked at 1-1. Steph Latham with a cracker from range in the 62nd minute. Kiralee Phillips popping up in the 78th minute. Olympic coming at Caboolture again here. The ball force for Georgia Muir. Little change of pace and strike, but over it goes. Found herself in a great spot there, Georgia Muir.
Yeah, for sure. I think any player that's getting even close to the box is going to be having shots as we go into these final 7 minutes of the second half.
Cam Folks just giving his head a bit of a scratch as he has a chat with the fourth official. We may see another Olympic change here. Jess Curran on that far side, ball into the box, missed by the keeper. The Caboolture defence do well to tidy up at the back. And Chea just with her hands on her hips. She was saved by Carlo there at the back.
For sure, I think one step away and that was falling straight to Georgia's feet.
Rotano fires that one in towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Trevitt Lyle just beaten to it. Still got a good 5 minutes left on the clock. It's going to be Tessa Buzzo coming on for Olympic by the looks of it. Georgia Muir now just trying to create something on this near side. Hannah Bierman has come to life in this second half. Fall for Sarah Daly, no it doesn't, and out it goes for a throw.
I think you've just done the curse again.
It's got to be cramp again, hasn't it? She's just working so hard. And the buzzer coming on. Sarah Daly will make way. Tessa Buzzer will come over to take this throw in. Hannah Bierman still down, just getting a bit of treatment.
I think especially that, last 10-15, she's been working so hard out there, so I can't even imagine how her legs would be feeling. So
yeah, she's had a lot to chase down on this near side. Not only the pace of Georgia Muir, but Maddie Rattano getting involved in these attacks. Charlie Phillips just being a menace across the whole of the midfield. Rio Oya the same. They seem to start in their starting formation, but they've had the freedom to chop and change, which makes it very hard for defenders to keep track. Are you a fan of the man marking, Demi, or are you marking the zones?
Me personally, I'm more of a zone kind of girl, but I definitely think there needs to be those man markers out there as well. So
I think in games like this where you see players just happily switching position and roaming free, the zonal marking is the way to go, isn't it? Just to make sure that there's always a body covering the space.
Yeah, like you see the amount that these teams switch positions and move off each other. I think man marking's just is too hard.
It's Buzzer who sends that one in. Hannah Bierman just having to come off the sideline, as is Cursory for any injuries. Caboolture with a free kick, this time Courtney Barr down.
Hannah coming back on, but she still looks like she has a little bit of a hobble. So I think it'll be that finals fever that will be getting her through these final minutes.
There may be many more final minutes ahead of us, so Caboolture maybe wanting to turn their attention to the bench. Robbins goes over and puts it out for an Olympic throw. Challenge there. Gives the free kick to Caboolture. Just looking at 2 more minutes of this added time. Rachel Solomon may even allow that to nudge over a little, as we've just had that little stoppage for Hannah Bierman. Georgia Muir just occupying that space on the far side, just to support in the attack over there. Now Cassie Robbins down for Caboolture. Corey Robbins. Let's have a substitution by his side. The physio just coming on to attend to Cassie Robbins.
I think the physios have nearly done as much running as some of the players have.
I think they've definitely earned themselves a little trip to the bar after this game. Just a little bit of frustration in the language of Cam folks there, as sees the physio making their way onto the pitch, but looks like Cassie Robbins is going to be limping her way off. And it is going to be Elliot Kilgour coming on. Another youngster in the Caboolture side, Elliot Kilgour. Just have to wait. And it is Cassie Robbins who will be staying off. And the captain making way.
We've just ticked over that 7-minute mark.
So any time on the clock now is at the discretion of Rachel Solomon. Just had that change and a little bit of time for those injuries, but we are staring at the prospect of an additional 30 minutes here at Perry Park in this grand final. We've had the Kappa Pro Series final go exactly the same way, nothing between the sides at full time. We had a couple of goals in this one, which is the difference. We'll see if there's any last minute surprises here. The fourth official just having a little word with Corey Robbins here.
I think there was another tactical little pull and push from Lauren Spreadborough that she sneakily got away with there.
Rachel Solomon needing eyes in the back of her head to keep an eye on this one as tensions start to rise in this deadlocked game. Got our premiers who are newly promoted up against FQPL, their first season in the FQPL, Caboolture, and they snagged themselves a trophy in the Kappa Pro Series. So both sides are very hungry for success. Neither side giving anything away here.
I think that full-time whistle should be blowing any second now.
Tano. Buzzo. Tessa Buzzo with a lovely little touch. Ball into the area. Lands for Muir. Buzzo inside the box. Caboolture getting bodies back and collected by the keeper. If it was going to be any time, it was going to be then.
Yeah, that was, again, amazing goalkeeping from Caboolture. I think she's kept them in the game a couple of times now.
Tessa Buzzo now just trying to push that one forward. Georgia Muir. First time ball into the box, headed in towards, wide of the goal it goes. Wasn't on target. Olympic are throwing everything but the kitchen sink at this one as we are into no more added time. Georgia Muir just slicing that one, and the referee does have a look at her watch. And there is the final whistle. Cam Folk's body language again says it all.
Was not happy about that one.
We have 30 more minutes of football ahead of us, folks. Steph Latham popping up with the goal. Kiralee Phillips saying, let's send this one into extra time. Olympic have just thrown everything at it, but nothing is doing between these sides. So we'll have to see what we've got left in the legs and in the tank. There's some weary looking bodies out there, but final football, you seem to find something else in the tank, eh?
For sure. I think this last 30, we've seen how many players have gone down with little niggles and injuries. I just think the last bit is going to be who can be the fittest and stay switched on for the whole time.
As we take a look at the highlights, Talika Tagai has been a highlight in herself. She's been weaving her way through. And this one here fell for Steph Latham. She had options and she went literally from the corner of the 18-yard box. Had a crack and into the bottom corner of Ernie Sunderland's goal it went. And then back at the other end.
Yeah, she'll shoot from anywhere.
Lovely shot. And this one from Kali Tagai, weaving her way through as if those players weren't there. And I think James was absolutely right. Maddie Ratano just coming by, probably saved Kiralee Phillips. And then at the other end, Kiralee Phillips. Initial header and then bundled that one over Vanchea's goal line and ran the full length of the pitch in celebration. Both sides will have to dig deep. We will throw down to our man on the sideline very shortly. See, we have both sets of players rolling around on the floor, getting a bit of treatment. We don't seem to have any pickle juice to hand, but we're definitely getting a bit of massage into those legs. There's a big 30 minutes of football ahead of them. They won't want to go to penalties, will they, Demi?
No, I think they've done that once. I think they both will be happy with finding a winner in this next bit of extra time.
Our man on the ground, James Coughlin. We need a bit of energy from these players. We've seen a bit of cramp. What do you think we should expect in this next 30?
Well, last game of the year, can't hold anything back, and just like the last FQPL Women's Grand Final we had here at Perry Park in 2022, we are going to extra time. On that occasion, it was Mitchelton beating Penn Power. I honestly don't know how we're going to split this one, though. The fatigue on both sets of players is evident. They have left it all out on the field, and I think it's just going to come down to, pardon the cliche, but a moment of magic from one of these players. Olympic, they definitely finished that second half stronger, but I feel like Caboolture might have a few more difference makers at their disposal. I feel like it's going to be Latham again, if it's going to be there for Caboolture. Maybe we even go to penalties, although I don't want to jinx that for you guys. Back to you now for extra time.
Yeah, there's plenty of players in both of these sides who we could describe as game changers. Latham obviously popping up with that first goal for Caboolture. She's a big name player and this is a big occasion. And then similarly for Olympic, players like Georgia Muir, players like Charlie Phillips, players like Kirralie Phillips. We've seen her pop up. She popped up with a goal in the semi-final. She's popped up with a goal here in the final. So we see our physios earning their money here on the sidelines. No doubt we'll start to just smell that waft of deep heat just come over our way as these players start to make their way back onto the pitch. Demi, what sort of things happen in the team talks when we go into extra time from your experience?
I think it's just more of a rev up for the girls. You know, there's not too much more tactical or anything that you can give to your players. You know, that's for trainings and stuff like that. So I think those chats are just about telling the girls to dig deep and to give that extra percent that they might not be giving just yet, because yeah, like we said, this is just going to come down to who can put in that last bit of effort and who's got the more legs in them.
And we will certainly see that as we are underway into the first of our two extra time halves here at Perry Park. Just as the whistle went to get this game underway, Rachel Solomon has to blow that whistle again as we see another free kick given away. It's going to be Steph Mayhew to take for Caboolture. She's got Jaden Jeddah just lurking on the outside of the box to the left here. Hannah Pearman still doing those stretches. And Kirralie Phillips strong at the back. It was off Courtney Barr in the end and over for a goal kick. Swedborough finds Ratano. Great pressure from Courtney Barr. Tessa Buzzo with those fresh legs, just climbing forward, finds Georgia Muir, pokes it through, but cut out by Jackie Cosgarden. Callie Tagai. Callie Tagai just looks fresh. It looks like she's not played 90 minutes of football. She's just up for whatever she's got in front of her.
She had her breather and then she's ready to go. I do think the Caboolture backline is looking a little bit lethargic, starting to couple of hands on the hips there, so they will need to watch out because it doesn't seem like Olympics attackers are slowing down at all.
Yeah, Muir trying to poke that one through to Phillips. Georgia Muir seems to have a new lease of life as well. Seems to still have pace. It's Tessa Buzzo up against Jaden Jeddah. Jess Curran now weaving her way into the box, pokes it forward and behind it goes for a goal kick. Monica Van Chea, Ernie Sunderland, no doubt keeping their wits about them. These are the moments that any lapse in concentration could be costly. It's Callie Tagai now, finds Steph Mayhew. Steph Mayhew is one of the players who did score in the Kappa Pro Series shootout. Muir just trying to find a way through, just left the ball behind her there, Georgia Muir. Jaden Jeddah firing that one down, but as you say, Demi, tired legs from the Caboolture side in a few little pockets.
Yeah, for sure. I think Caboolture's still doing a really good job to keep Olympic out there, but Olympic seem to just have that movement still flowing a bit more.
Yeah, Olympic are looking fresh, which is a weird thing to say in the first half of extra time, but it looks like whatever Cam said to them in that break, and also just having those substitutions, they are looking up for it. They may also be now reflecting on that Pro Series and thinking, not again, we're going to put this to bed within open play.
Yeah, Olympic are definitely a very fit team, but one of Caboolture's strengths is having Stefan, Callie just sitting up top, so they don't need to be running around too much, and if they get the ball to their feet, they're still a threat. So I think even with Caboolture looking a little bit lethargic, they're definitely not ruled out at all yet.
Oya with a lovely ball down the line. Trevor Lyle just trying to cause bother. She had a great first half. Cleo Trevor Lyle causing problems for the Caboolture defence. Jackie Coastguard and smart defending there, allowing that to run through to the keeper. Long ball downfield. Steph Latham in a dangerous spot, but can't quite get hold of it. Courtney Barr using her strength and bulldozing her way through Kiralee Phillips. Olympic will play on the Jess offside. She did leave it, but no one else following that one in, as Rachel Solomon now thinks, which part of this do I deal with first?
Yeah. And that was, I think that was our first offside of the game.
It's very, very good awareness. It absolutely was. So that shows the discipline that our attackers have had, but also the strong line there that Caboolture have just held in that occasion.
Yeah, for sure. I think that definitely shows the smart runs from both players, that they're not getting caught off by the offside line.
Callie to Guy again, just with those little turns in the midfield. Jaden Jeddah now. Lovely switch. Courtney Barr nodding that one on for Steph Latham. She just had to push her way past Kiralee Phillips, but Kiralee did well there, using her strength to stand up against the attacker. Matano with the ball forward, and you've cursed us, Danny.
I know.
There's our second offside. It's Jess Curran again, just creeping offside.
I think Maddie was just holding that ball just for a couple of seconds too long.
So we see just behind us the NPL game to follow, of course, and they will have to wait a little longer, given this game has gone into extra time. Of course, Gold Coast Knights taking on Brisbane City, but first up, what do we have here from Jess Curran? Going up against Bierman and winning her side a corner. Jess Curran caught offside a couple of times in the last few minutes, but did very well there, just linking up with Georgia Muir.
Again, Olympic sending everybody up for this. There's not much to lose. I'll leave Maddie at the back there, but everyone else getting into the box, getting into positions.
Yeah, it's always tricky decision making here, isn't it? Do we throw everyone in and just throw everything at it? But then if Caboolture are on the break, Rio Oya with the ball into the box. It was Kiralee Phillips again with the head. It is going to fall for Maddie Ritano to clear up. And it's going to be Tessa Buzzo. Captain Kiralee Phillips has turned herself into an attacker. Tessa Buzzo with a searching ball into the area, palmed away by Monica Vanchea. It was a searching, looping ball in from Vanchea.
I think Monica has done so well to deal with those balls throughout this game. She's been a lifesaver for Caboolture there, because all those balls coming in, they're just coming from all different angles.
Yeah, she's had a solid performance, Monica Vanchea. Didn't quite get the gloves around that one, but palmed it away nicely. Maddie Retano. We see Kirili Phillips just coming out into these wide positions now. She's had a taste of it with that first goal.
Yeah, I think you said before the decision of whether you send everyone up or whether you try to be a little bit reserved, and I think it's finals footy. You just have to chuck everyone up there. Yeah.
James was nearly throwing you at it earlier.
He nearly had me putting my boots on.
Yeah, exactly. Georgia Muir. Tessa Buzzo, lovely play from Olympic. They're knocking on the door. Ball in from Tessa Buzzo, and this time Monica Vanchea does get her gloves around it. Headed on by Kirili Phillips. I'm going to be brave and make a prediction that I don't think this one's going to penalties. We'll see if I've shot us in the foot there, Demi, but the way it's going at the moment.
Maybe if I say we are going to penalties, then we
balances it out. Olympic with the throw. So no Vic Franklin, no Sophia Cuba, but Olympic had some solid performances. Maddie Retano, of course, stepping into the starting lineup in the absence of Vic Franklin. She's been solid. And similarly for Caboolture. No Beck Sweeney, 17 league goals to her name. Picked up an injury in the semi-final.
Wasn't me. I didn't injure her in the semi-final.
I'll take your word for it. Tessa Buzzo again creating, distributing on this near side. Ball in towards the far post, over the head of Trevor Lyle.
It's definitely been majority down with Olympic for this first part of the extra time.
Yeah, Caboolture have had to camp in their own half a little bit here. They've got Callie Tagai just lurking up top just to make the most of any ball that may spill out. We've got another little knock here.
I think Maddie was holding at her head there. I'm not sure if that was
just a little coming together there.
Or if it was a smart play that she knew that they had to stop if it's a head injury.
Tactics, tactics.
She told me I'm not allowed to say anything mean about her, so I'll take it back.
You can't have over 100 games to your name, Demi, without knowing all the secrets of the trade. It was last year, was it, that you ticked over 100 for Capalbar?
Last year, ticked that one off in the last few games of the season.
Tessa Buzzo just up against Jaden Jeddah. Maddie Retano. It's been most of the play just down in front of Cam Folk's technical area there. It's Eva Swain. Buzzo just trying to find a way through that traffic. Jess Curran from the edge of the area finds Muir. They're just trying to poke it through, but Caboolture are just parking the bus a little at the back there. Just getting bodies behind the ball with a watchful eye of Corey Robbins. It's his 4th season at Caboolture. 2 promotions in 4 years. He himself has got MPL experience with Sunshine Coast Wanderers in the Women's League. And Callie Tagai now. She's going to have a crack first time. I think she knew she was on her own there and under pressure from red shirts, so first time shot just goes astray.
Yeah, for sure, and I think the pace was pretty matched there between Maddie and herself, so I think the shot was all that she could do there.
Caboolture will be hoping to just extend their stay in the Olympic half. They've been pinned back for the majority of this first spell of extra time. Elliot Kilgour just nudging that one forward. Steph Latham trying to get it. She had it on her right, she had it on her left, and then she was blocked. A little bit too long to think about that one for Steph Latham.
Yeah, I think Olympic picked up pretty quickly that they can't be giving her any time from even outside the box after that goal in the first half.
Tessa Buzzer just telling the fourth official what she thinks about him, nudging her back a couple of centimetres. Georgia Muir collecting the ball deep in her half, dancing her way through, finds Jess Curran. Great defending at the back.
Olympic are definitely making those opportunities up front, but yeah, Caboolture is sitting nice and deep and ready to block it.
Long searching ball forward from Van Chea. Tessa Buzzo really trying to find a way through. Charlie Phillips the target, but again cleared away. Jackie Korsgarden. Georgia Muir slots that one through, and just before they can pull the trigger, can they pull the trigger again? They can, but this time, great save again, and that is the end of the first half.
I think Monica has just been unbelievable this game. She has pulled off some amazing saves.
Yeah, Monica Van Chea, she's had to bear the brunt of it in that half. It's been the majority of the pressure has come from Olympic. We did have a couple of chances. Again, Callie Tagai on this side, just getting herself in some dangerous spots, but that was all Olympic in that first half. And they have very much had to rely on that woman there, Monica Van Chea. It's been solid in between the sticks. She will be hoping that it's a different story in this second half. We are going to go down to James Coughlin on the sideline, who I believe is trying to get his hands on that prestigious grand final trophy. James?
Yes, that's right, Amy. This is about as close as I've ever gotten to earning a football trophy, but there are some very big burly people here that will tackle me if I try and run off with it. In terms of the game, we've still got 15 minutes to go. It does feel like anything can happen. But I've got to say, this post-halftime substitutions from Cam Folks as well, they really swung the momentum of this game in favour of Olympics with the energy that Charlie Phillips and Jess Curran have brought to the Olympic side as well. That's helped them bring themselves back into this game. And perhaps you might feel like Georgia Muir could have buried a couple of those chances as well. So still a whole lot to play for. And it may well be the last team standing, because honestly, who's going to find a way to break through? It is poised delicately on a knife's edge. Hope you guys are holding up all right, and you had a chance for a quick drinks break.
And James, you did say we couldn't make any jokes about your height, but standing next to that trophy, it's making you look very short, my friend. But as you say, very, very clever substitutions from that man just down to our right, Cam Folks. Olympic, very, very fresh legs in that first half, but Caboolture, a bit of work to do. We'll see how we go in this second half. No rest for the wicked here at Perry Park. So we see Callie Tagai again. How many times have I said the name Callie Tagai today?
Yeah, she has been all over it today, and even when we thought that she was starting to lose her legs, she's come back to life.
Caboolture just with the first chance to get inside the opposition half, as we are very quickly back underway here at Perry Park.
That coffee's wearing off.
You can hear James just running off with the trophy, I think, down on the sideline. And Olympic, they were the sharper in that first half, but Caboolture have got lots of little flashes of magic. Cleo Trevor-Lyle for Olympic. It's also another threat on this near side for us in this half. And Caboolture, Jaden Jeter, looking pretty fresh in that half again. So we'll see the moment of magic is going to pop up. We're seeing players going down. It's taking a little longer for players to get back up off the deck as we tick through these minutes.
For sure, I think there's going to be some very sore bodies after this game. Even you and I have just taken a seat because I'm in for this whole time.
Rio Oya quick to her feet though after that challenge, as again Olympic coming forward. That's a bit optimistic, but Charlie Phillips will have a crack up against Jackie Korsgaarden. And Olympic with Cleo Trevor-Lyle quick to get things underway.
Yeah, I think even though those through balls and long balls are normally what on for both of these teams, there's obviously a lot of tired legs, like we've said, so they need to start thinking about maybe pulling them back a little bit.
You can see a few players with a little bit of physio attention before this game. Elliot Kilgour with some heavy strapping on her left leg, and it's going to be the first corner of this half. Will be Rio Oya again to come over and take. Rio Oya with the ball into the box. Falls at the chest of Caboolture. Gypsy Ingram now trying to create something and find a bit of space. Rio Oya with a left foot and just sneaks over the top. That would have been a beauty if it found its way into that top right hand corner, but no dip on that one.
For sure, just needed that little bit to dip into there, and that would have been a great goal to bring something into this extra time.
Yeah, that one was definitely all chip, no dip from Rio Oya on the near side, but it's another chance chalked up to Olympic. Charlie Phillips finding Georgia Muir. Georgia Muir does well there to skip the tackle, and across it comes Trevor-Lyle, and it's bundled out. Eva Swain with a crack, Kayla Carlo in the way. And now Caboolture with a chance to break, but most of their bodies are still deep in their own half. Kali Tagai doing well on that far side.
Yeah, Caboolture did well to try to bring that back up there, but there just wasn't enough people coming up with it, and Olympic were pretty set in their back line.
Little flick on that far side for Olympic. Steph May who brings it down for Caboolture. Lovely ball forward. Finds Latham. Kali Tagai poking that one through. Turned over in the middle of the park. And now here come Olympic. Finds Jess Curran on the near side. Lovely little skip round, but great defending Kayla Carlo. Jess Curran gets another bite at the cherry. And she's bundled over, but the referee says bundled over fairly. So a throw it will be.
You see Olympic just being able to drive through the middle there. I think that's where those extra legs are starting to show, is making that ground and creating space.
Tessa Buzzo, not enough on that.
I think she'll be kicking herself a little bit for that one. Looks like she could have got a bit more oomph behind that.
It was an excellent opportunity from an excellent area And Rio Oya brought down there. Courtney Barr lucky to escape a yellow. Just a word in the ear from our referee for Courtney Barr. I think maybe in another one of those tactical decisions, but she gets away with it nonetheless. Little dink in the area from Rio Oya. Comes out to Kali Togai. Kali Togai getting me all tongue-tied this afternoon, the amount of times I'm having to say her name. Caboolture firing that one forward. Does Steph Latham have the afterburners on?
Caboolture
Lovely
sent their
square
players.
ball. Kali Togai just trying to skip around the challenge. She's done well. Is she going to have a crack? She's holding on to it. And it's given Olympic time to get bodies behind the ball. Gypsy Ingram feeding that one forward. Elliot Kilgour now over the top of Barr. And Steph Latham into the net, but the whistle had gone. She's offside. I think on the sideline, James Coughlin's having a little heart attack as are we up here. We thought that was it, but she
thought that
crept
was
off.
in. She sat lurking out that back corner just waiting for that kind of ball as well.
It was a lovely spell of play over the top of Barr. Fell beautifully for Latham.
He was definitely in the offside position though, so that was a great call by the linesman.
We've just seen a substitution for Caboolture. I think it's Gypsy Ingram who has made way, and it's Mary Dean who's joined us. Now Jess Curran, she's got support from Cleo Trevett-Lyle. She's trying to force that one through.
I think that shot in goal there has just put a little bit of a spark in Caboolture's stride. I feel like they've stepped up a little bit in this last minute or two.
Yeah, it's definitely injected a little bit of energy into things for Corey Robbins' side. It's just made that change, bringing on Mary Dean. She did sign this season from Penn Power. It's an important part of their team in their promotion to the NPL a couple of seasons ago. She did miss a season following that through injury, so great to see her back in action. As we are very nearly saying goodbye to the 2025 season, neither side are ready to hang up the boots for a rest as we have a strike from range. Spilt by Ernie Sunderland. It's Monica Vanchea, sorry. It was everyone's hearts in their mouths.
I think she wasn't expecting that shot, and I think there was still the pace.
She came out there to make up for it and just steal the ball. Olympic just giving it away in the midfield. Elliot Kilgour trying to force something for Caboolture. A little bit of head tennis in the middle of the park there, and again Olympic come forward with Jess Curran. Strike from Curran, and again saved by Vanchea.
Olympic definitely had the numbers there. She probably could have looked to play out on the left, but I mean, giving her last shot was so close, why not give it another crack?
Yeah, the decision making at this stage of any game is tricky here. You want to be the player to bury it and put the game to bed, but also there's options either side. spectators over on that far side getting nice and riled up as they urge their sides towards the deciding goal.
For sure, both teams will be needing that extra yell and support to get them through this final bit.
Olympic with the free kick courtesy of Rio Oya. Do we have a hero in this grand final? Rachel Solomon waves her on. Rio Oya into the box, headed away. Steph Latham has a chance to turn and find Courtney Barr, but Rio Oya does very well there to win it back. Olympic shielded very well there by the Caboolture defence, just shepherding that ball out for a goal kick. Shouts from the bench. There are 3 minutes remaining. I don't know if the players will be listening to any of that. It's Cleo Trevett-Lyle. Lovely little turn. Swain. Karan, lovely ball through towards the back post, forces the corner. There was again Georgia Muir lurking at the back. I think if that found its way through, Hannah Bierman just looking like she needs some big breath there. She's put in a shift today, Hannah Bierman.
For sure, if that ball had got through there, would have been a perfect drop, perfectly for Georgia at the back, but Caboolture have done well again to clear that out.
She repped the under-16s in the national championships, Hannah Bierman, and we've seen why here today. Header towards the back post. The keeper was nowhere to be seen, but the defence did very well.
Amazing goal line save there.
If this one goes to penalties, I think we'll see more frustrated body language down in front from our coaches, because Olympic for sure are knocking on the door. Kiralee Phillips, can she bundle it home? Caboolture, how are they escaping this one?
They are just chucking everybody in front of the ball there.
Monica Vanchea came. Kiralee Phillips beat her to it as we see the sun poking through the clouds.
Caboolture are definitely not going down without a fight. They are just chucking everything towards this as Olympic are coming in hot into their attacking half.
Ball falls nicely for Karan. Georgia Muir does well. Good feet, Georgia Muir. Again, Caboolture throwing bodies at it. Charlie Phillips caught on the edge of the area. Nothing doing, says the referee. Now Latham with a little tug in the back and looks at the referee. Referee just letting this game flow. Tessa Buzzo on that far side. And out it goes, and Caboolture can sigh with relief. Charlie Phillips has stayed down on the edge.
I think both teams are going into every tackle just as hard as each other, so the ref is doing a pretty good job just to keep the game flowing and not pulling everything up.
It was certainly was not going to be a penalty on Charlie Phillips there if the decision was given. It was just outside the area. And I think under the eyes of Rachel Solomon, it was a 50-50 clash. We may well be heading into another penalty shootout between these two sides.
Hannah down again, getting those legs stretched out after running non-stop this whole 120 minutes.
Hannah Bierman is going to be sponsored by Pickle Juice following this game. It's Charlie Phillips just getting a little bit of assistance there.
I think the NPL girls behind us will have to do a bit of a longer warm-up if we're going into penalties.
You see, it's not looking good here for Charlie Phillips. She is carried off. And it will be Georgia Wolf to come on for Olympic.
Yeah, you can see Charlie also already has some heavy strapping around that knee, so we hope that it's not anything too serious.
Of course, Georgia Wolf coming on, Charlie Phillips coming on only partway through this game, so not great scenes here at Perry Park. You see 2 minutes remaining on the clock. We have seen plenty of last gasp goals in these grand finals over the year, whether it's cup competitions or the grand finals like we have today. But the time is certainly ticking away.
For sure, and I think both teams definitely have it in them. They've both still been creating great opportunities and have amazing attackers, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was a last-minute winner.
Georgia Wolf, who's just joined to replace Charlie Phillips, another youngster in the under-23s. She's been named on the bench pretty consistently for the last few games, so again, another example of giving youth a chance. See Olympic. Georgia Muir. A throw to Olympic on the near side. Cleo Trevor Lyle. Cleo Trevor Lyle with a lovely square ball across. Georgia Muir again, white shirts all around her. Lovely little bit of skill there from Eva Swain. Eva Swain laying it off to Tessa Buzzo. Olympic are searching. Rio Oya skips past Elliot Kilgour. Another throw for Olympic on that far side. And there is the final whistle. We are indeed going to penalties in the second of today's games. The commentator's curse strikes again. These sides very familiar with themselves, with each other in these settings, having been in this situation back in the Kappa Cup. Demi, is it fear or confidence that's going to be running through the minds of our players?
I think it's just going to be wanting to end the game. I think they know if they get those goals in, the game's done. So the quicker they score, because they are going to have some very tired legs out there.
If we reflect back on that Kappa Pro Series, obviously Caboolture coming out on top. Latham burying her penalty. Courtney Barr seeing her penalty saved. Steph Mayhew scoring, and Jackie Coasgarden scoring the goal that sealed the deal for Olympic. They hopefully have put these ones out of their mind. Sophia Cuba missing. Rio Oyo, the only to score from the spot. Jess Curran and Lane Sunderland also seeing their penalties saved. It was a solid performance from Monica Van Cheer on the day. So I think she'll be thinking about that. Yeah. She knows she can pull out those saves in these big moments. We'll see what our coaches have got up their sleeve.
For sure, and I think it'll be very interesting to see if the players mix up what they did last time or if they stick to what they did, and how much the keepers have studied the other team and where they go. And you know, there's not many times that you come up against a team within a couple of weeks in penalties, so
I do often wonder how often penalties are practiced at training, or whether it's something that you just think, well, we're just never going to get there because we do the job in normal time. But I suppose there's always an element of they can happen in open play, like maybe a penalty within the 90 minutes. So
yeah.
we're practicing. What about yourself? Are you want to step up, take a penalty?
I said no when I was getting ready for the semi-final, and then we did practice them on Thursday just before, and I didn't mind it.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm happy to let a couple other people take that before me.
So you're not rushing forward to take them, but if it falls on your shoulders, you're in there.
Not at all. And yeah, I definitely think it is one of those things you do. You don't think it's going to go there until you get to the training before, and then you go, oh, golly, I should probably practice one.
So we see Steph Latham, Kirili Phillips just doing a little bit of admin there with our officials as they decide which end we will be taking these penalties and who will be going first. I think our spectators on the hill over there will be very much hoping that we'll be taking them on that end. See lots of goalkeeper tactics in other leagues around writing things on their water bottle and just keeping an eye on what penalties people take. So we'll see what these keepers have got up their sleeve for us here today. We'll throw down to James. James, we've been here before. I'm getting a bit of deja vu. What's the feeling down there on the ground?
It's exhaustion and tension, just that wonderful mix after 120 minutes of football. And if you're the keeper in this situation, you're trying to get any sort of tell from the striker. My approach when it came to penalties was always pick a corner and hope you hit it, in which case I usually sent it into the yard behind where we were taking the penalties from. And again, that's where I've got the microphone, and I'm going to leave this to the experts. But it is somewhat fitting that after an insanely close FQPL 1 season, it is being decided from the spot after extra time. I can't wait. Back to you guys for the shootout.
Yes, I imagine you had your eyes shut as well, James, when you were taking those penalties. So we'll leave it to the experts. And we have two very, very competent keepers who will no doubt be brimming with confidence as we step into this penalty shootout. Looks like it's going to be Caboolture up first, and who else to take the first one?
Yeah, she's definitely someone who does race up to take them, especially the first one.
Obviously scoring a cracker, scoring the first goal of the game, Steph Latham. So she will be up first. Did score in the shootout in the Kappa Pro Series. Up against Ernie Sunderland, Steph Latham. Never in doubt, buries it in that bottom left-hand corner, Steph Latham.
We did have Sunderland did go the correct way, but yeah, Steph just puts too much power behind it.
Must say she is a calm penalty taker, a little smile on her face as she walks back. It's like she's trying to give nothing away, but
I think she knows it's still a long game.
It certainly is. No doubt happy to get that one out the way as we have Rio Oya stepping up. Again, another player, the only player to score in the shootout for Olympic in the Kappa Pro Series. Rio Oya, Vanchea! There she is again, Monica Vanchea!
We've said it so many times today, she has just been unreal for Cabo today, so she'll be stoked with that first one. It will definitely give her a bit of a pep in her step for the next ones.
And we must say there is a massive difference between missing a penalty and having a penalty saved. So credit to Rio Oya there. She did not miss her penalty. It was very much saved. So we have Steph Mayhew to step up for Caboolture. Ernie Sunderland doing the dance. Steph Mayhew goes the same way as Steph Latham and buries it.
Another very convincing pen from Cabo there. It's just crazy to see them.
There.
Crazy that they're even still getting the power behind it after running for so long.
Georgia Muir to step up for Olympic. Lovely. It was a very cool, calm penalty from Georgia Muir. Not much of a run-up from Muir. She just seemed to know exactly where she wanted to put it, and in it went. Callie to Guy. She has been solid for Caboolture. This to make it 3 from 3. Callie to Guy. The sleeves are rolled up. Little run up and slots it home. Again, another camp penalty.
Yeah. She knew where she wanted to go, and unfortunately Sunderland did pick the wrong way that time. This is where the nerves will be building a little bit for Olympic as they walk up to take these ones.
We have penalty number 3 for Olympic, and Jess Curran to take. A little bit of encouragement from her keeper, Ernie Sunderland, as she gets herself set. Monica Van Chea doesn't have the same height as Ernie Sunderland, but doesn't seem to matter. Jess Curran for Olympic, and again, that popular little area of the net, that left-hand side today.
That was a lovely pin, yeah.
Jackie Korsgaarden for Caboolture. She did score in that cup fixture. This to make it 4 for Caboolture. Saved by the keeper. Jackie Korsgaarden forces Ernie Sunderland to pull off a cracker of a save.
Yeah, amazing save, and it was still a great pen, but she just picked the right spot. And
Tessa Buzzo to step up and level things here. Oh, it was an interesting technique from Tessa Buzzo, and a fairly simple save for the keeper.
I think the cool, calm approach can definitely work, but it can also definitely look a little bit like that one and just drizzle in a bit too much.
And this can put it to bed for Caboolture. It's going to be Jaden Jeter to make it 4. Jaden Jeter for Caboolture, and there they go again. Certainly is deja vu here at Perry Park. Nothing to separate the sides in normal time. A goal apiece thanks to Steph Latham and Kiralee Phillips. And when it came down to penalties, Caboolture
have done it
again.
Woo! Yeah, I think Monica just deserves so much raps for that. She's not only pulled off saves, but throughout the whole game, but then, yeah, great saves during that penalty shootout as well.
Yes, a lot of credit has to go to the keeper. I think the first save deserves more credit. I think Tessa Buzzo didn't make life too difficult with her penalty technique for that second save, but nonetheless, Caboolture, first season in the FQPL, first piece of silverware in the Kappa Pro Series, and today they are FQPL Grand Final winners. That's a massive season for Caboolture.
That is awesome. They've done so well for themselves.
Massive season for Corey Robbins, massive season for Caboolture. Take nothing away from Olympic. Again, we would have to say, I think we would say Olympic were the better side in many spells of the match. Just couldn't capitalise on their chances, Semi.
For sure, and it was definitely pretty even for majority of the parts, and you know, the shots were pretty even going out there, but it's come down to Cabo winning it again in the penalties.
All right, we are going to throw down, I believe, to our man on the pitch who's with Steph Latham. Scored a cracker in that first half and a calm penalty. James, let's hear some words from Steph Latham.
All right, so Steph, 2023 spoke to you after you won the FQPL Grand Final with City. 2024 spoke to us after you won the NPL Grand Final with Brisbane City. You're making a habit of this now.
Yeah, a hat-trick of grand final wins, so that's feels really nice for me today.
And, well, take us through your goal to open the scoring this afternoon. Just decided to pull the trigger?
Yeah, look, I knew, I saw Kiz sort of step out. She thought I was going to square the ball up to Kaylee, so I just decided to take my touch in behind. And I know Ernie's off her line a little bit, so, you know, having played with Ernie for a few years, so just decided to have a hit.
And through the shootout, Mon, a couple of big saves as well for the goals there. What about the keeper's impact today?
Oh, huge. Like, same as the cup final, you know, she's been huge for us all season. Just her confidence, and it helps us on the field as well, knowing that we've got that at the back behind us.
Well, Steph, I'm going to get out of here before the drinks start flowing, and might see you in about 12 months' time. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, that is a very tired and very happy Steph Latham as the celebrations will continue for Caboolture Olympic. I mean, what more could they have done in that game? But in the end, that is the joy of the shootout. And now back to our dynamic defensive duo up in the commentary box, Amy and Demi.
We will take that. Our dynamic defensive duo very much need to go.
I like
and
that
have
one.
A sit down, I think. That was a cracking game of football here at Perry Park. We're only in the second game of 4, Demi, so plenty more to come. We're going to take a look at the highlights from that game. Plenty of talking points from not necessarily the first 90, but the extra time for sure.
Yeah, I think that final bit in the extra time was just where both teams really stepped. They obviously knew they needed to. Steph scoring that beautiful goal.
I think we talked about big game football and big name players, and definitely having Steph Latham and Kirili Phillips I think is very fitting to have their names on the score sheets. Here we see Kirili Phillips putting that one away at the second attempt and having a lot of fun with her celebration. I think it's the fastest I saw her run when she was celebrating the goal. Kirili Phillips.
Yeah, the Olympic did well to stay in it there, but again, Cabo have just pulled it off in those pens. Where we talk about players in big moments, and that carries on all the way into the penalties, not just in the playing time.
Jada there, just showing what it means for this Caboolture side, who have made their mark. They're obviously finishing 3rd in the season. I think that's the beauty of grand final football, isn't it? You put a solid season in. They've finished 3rd in the league, so they'll still be playing FQPL football next year, but they've got so much to be proud of this season with their league performance, Kappa Pro Series, and now the grand final.
Yeah, for sure, and having those silverware is always lovely as well, so I'm sure they'll be very stoked with their performance this season.
Yeah, and I think Cam Folks, as disappointing as this will be for his side, again, lots to be proud of. Hopefully they go away from this and they still manage to now switch off for the season and enjoy that premiership. It's, again, that double-edged sword with grand finals, that you've won the premiership, you then don't win the grand final. You don't want to go into the break disappointed. So hopefully they'll go away. They'll be proud of the performance they've put in this season. They've had players like Jess Curran, Charlie Phillips join partway through the season, and they look like a team that's been playing together forever.
Yeah, for sure. Olympic are such a solid squad, and you know, I think it's even quite similar to how Capalaba have approached this end of the season. We're obviously disappointed to not make it to the grand final, but to be promoted with Olympic is always a great thing. So I'm sure Olympic is going to be so proud of everything that they've achieved, regardless of missing out on this one.
Yeah, and you'll be probably hearing a lot from us in the new season, Demi, as we nag you when we see you in the NPL. We'll be very much looking forward to doing our research on the Capalaba team and seeing Capalaba and Olympic in that NPL next season. The standard of both the FQPL and the NPL, and we talked about the legacy of young players coming through, and what teams are doing to really create that foundation of youth. I think this is showing, isn't it? We've had a lot of young players who have come off the bench today, and there's just a lot of high standard in these teams, and teams that just look like they're really gelled together, and they're just great on and off the pitch.
Yeah, for sure, and I think it's showing more and more throughout the competitions, even the gap between NPL and FQPL becoming a bit smaller as well, and there not being that big of a jump, even though it will be obviously a massive jump for both us and Olympic. But I think just the foundations that all the clubs are putting out there now is just making all of the teams just that little bit of a higher standard and perform a bit better, which is great to see.
And hopefully these injuries for Olympic are not too serious, because as much as the season is coming to an end, they will have one more game. Being the premiers of the league, they will be playing the FQPL Champions League game. So that will be later in this Mida Festival of Football. So hopefully do see Charlie Phillips still being carried around there, and maybe that we see some of the younger players maybe getting the chance in that Champions League final. But for now, Caboolture are our grand final winners.
Done it.
They have done it. They have shown that they may not have had the clear-cut chances that Olympic had in that second half, but they've been tenacious, they've been determined. We will throw to the presentations and allow Caboolture to enjoy their moment.
Ceremony for our 2025 FQPL 1 Women's Grand Final. And joining me for this one is Football Queensland CEO Robin Caboolture, FIFA official Misuk Park as well, here to present the match officials with their medals today. Now, before we get started, on behalf of Football Queensland, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you in attendance here at Perry Park today for your support of this event and football right here in Queensland throughout 2025. We'd also like to acknowledge the players, coaches, volunteers and support staff from our FQPL 1 women clubs who made this season possible. Thank you for your ongoing commitment to the game. A warm round of applause for everybody involved. Now, our beautiful game would not be able to go ahead if it weren't for our match officials, and we'd like to invite the 4 match officials forward from the FQPL 1 Women's Grand Final to collect their medals. A round of applause for Rachel Solomon, Oliver Randalls, Hayden Birkner and Matthew Stevens. Now, in today's FQPL 1 Women's Grand Final, we have our runners-up towards some medals too first, and they would be the team that secured the premiership and, of course, promotion to NPL Queensland with a dazzling display of attacking prowess throughout the season. Please give a warm welcome to Olympic FC as they come forward with their runners-up medals. Ladies and gentlemen, as they take their place in front of the photo and the photographers here, please make a warm round of applause once again for our runners-up today in the FQPL 1 Women's Grand Final, Olympic FC. And And now, ladies and gentlemen, we turn our attention to today's grand final winners, who capped off a wonderful season with an outstanding performance today. Also, along the way, securing the Kappa Pro Series Women's Trophy and booking their place in the grand final with a dominant 3-0 win over Capalaba FC in the semi-final. Ladies and gentlemen, as we bring them forward to collect their winners' medals, please congratulate the FQPL 1 Women's Grand Final winners for 2025, Caboolture Sports FC.
Oh, we can do that first, you know? Do that now.
Perry Park, as the players and staff receive their medals once again, please, a warm round of applause for your 2025 FQPL 1 Women's Champions, Caboolture Sports FC. Football Queensland CEO Robert Caboolture will now bring the champagne and the FQPL 1 Women's Trophy for 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations, Caboolture Sports FC! Congratulations once again to all our teams, and a very big thank you to everyone involved
there you
in the
have it,
FQPL
folks.
1
Caboolture, Corey Robbins and his Caboolture FC side making history. The smiles say it all. I don't know whether they're tears or champagne in the eyes. First season in the FQPL, Kappa Pro Series winners, and now grand final winners. Steph Latham, a very well-deserved chug of the bubbles there. Stick with us here on FQPL. We next up have the NPL winning Gold Coast Knights versus Brisbane City. From myself and Demi Robbins, it's been an absolute pleasure. We'll see you for the next game very shortly. Thank you, Demi. It's been great.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, and congratulations to Caboolture.